Hello, hello, hello. Audio. Is the audio working? Hold on. Whoa, there we are. What's going on, guys? Hello, everybody. I think we're live. I think we're good. I think we're set up. Still new to the whole streaming thing. What's going on? Yo, what's up, Pot of Greed? How you doing, man? What's going on? I think everything's working in the chat. I think everything's good. Is the overlay making sense? What's going on? Mad's jump scare. What's going on? What's up? What's up, Juicy? What's up, KS Malk 08? I'm horrible with the names. What's up, Taz? What's up, Grand Rizard? What's up, DBZ? What's going on, guys? D Shook. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Check, check. We're here. We're here. We're live with the new haircut. Playing some more ranked tonight. We're hanging out. I'm going to do some more streaming. And I said that a couple of days ago, and I meant it. So we're doing it. Actually, let me just move one thing over real quick because it's bothering me. This right here. Yeah, we'll move that over just a little bit, just slightly. Perfect. 10 out of 10 haircut. Thank you, Jow. Thank you. What's up, Darren? What's going on, Darren? Shout out to everybody on the YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Twitch. We do stream to Twitch now, coincidentally. We made a Twitch channel, so if you guys want to watch on Twitch, if you guys are Twitch viewers, Twitch enjoyers, then feel free to go over there, watch over there. You can subscribe on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's a crazy world that we live in. What's up, King Harold? The something I don't know how to read Roman numerals. What's going on? That's a lot of points, big dog. Is it 2,300 points? I feel like we can climb more. We're gonna climb some more. What's up, questioner? Questioner. You like my new haircut? I appreciate that. I get my haircut like once every 6 months. So, yo, happy to be there. What's up? What's up, Echo? Thanks for tuning in. Dennis, suck up this meta. What does that mean? What does that mean, Dennis? What's going on? How you doing? Let's just dive right into it. Gonna be a pretty casual night tonight. I think we're just gonna be sick of this meta. I was gonna say I don't know what you're talking about. I actually don't mind this meta game. I think overall people have a bit of fatigue. So it feels a little bit more of the same, and I think that people don't really like that with Pokemon Pocket. The Suicune stuff's really strong. But we've seen the Greninja stuff already, you know what I mean? And people are a little bit over it. I understand the general fatigue people feel. Why not go nuclear and play high roll? Dragonite, maybe? This is my favorite deck. What's up, K-Smock? Big ups. What's up? What's my win rate? My win rate is 53.3%. We haven't played that many games. 186 to 162, so pretty much 50-50, I would say, is kind of what you can expect when you're playing Pokemon Pocket. Nothing incredible, but, I'm proud of that win rate considering that we are playing Raikou. We're playing Raikoko, as somebody, I think, coined it. What's up, Dino? Love the content. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Anyway, that's my win rate. I'm not bragging about it. It's probably not that good, but anyway. We're going to get right into it. Let's do it. It's going to be a casual night tonight. We're going to make a bunch of misplays. And that's totally okay. If you play enough games, you'll climb, right? I mean, win streaks are in ranked battles on now, so it is what it is. Just did 6-0 with Flareon. Yo, shout out to you, Darren. Yeah, is the audio good? Let me know if the audio sounds all right. I can always tweak it or change it to whatever degree. We're going first into a lightning type deck. We do lead Zeraora and Tapu Koko. Interesting here. I don't know what we're playing. It could be Oricorio. I'm going to lead Zeraora. In the event that we are playing Oricorio. Hello, Jello. Let's do it. I have the chat up on screen. That way people in the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat can see what each other is saying. I don't think we have much of a delay. Double Zeraora lead from our opponent here, but he is going second, so we will be able to get the first attack off. I don't know if I want to bench that other Zeraora yet. I assume this is probably Zeraora and Silvally is my assumption. So what we're going to do here is see what we pull. It's a second Tapu Koko. And I'm actually just going to pretty confidently, I would say, just bench the second Tapu Koko. What's up, Professor Marth Live? How you doing? Thank you so much for the follow. Sick fade. I wouldn't say I got a fade. I just got like a cheap... I get my haircut at Walmart, quite frankly. And if you're wondering why I get my haircut at Walmart, it's because the people working at Walmart need business too. You know what I'm saying? And it's cheap. It doesn't cost a lot. That's where we're at in life. Yeah, getting our haircut at Walmart. What's up, North Star Rock? Anyway, Kaylin. Oh, got your lucky Pika hat. I don't have the Pika hat on me. I might have to go grab it here. Yeah, we are playing Silvally. That is to be, I guess, what is it? What am I trying to say? That's to be assumed, right? We do have double E-switch in hand, so, you know, we have the potential next turn to actually attack with Tapu Koko, but I think for now, we'll just try to take out the active position Pokemon right now. If he goes into, you know, Silvally next turn and he absolutely deletes me, it is what it is. You know, we're going to have to just sort of bite the dust on that one. It's kind of the upside. Okay, he attaches active, so hopefully he doesn't do that. Yeah, okay. We're not in a bad spot. We have E-switch in hand. Tapu Koko cannot one-hit KO a Silvally, though. You got to keep that in mind as well. So here's what we're going to do. Let's play Research first. We could go into Koko, but I want to wait on the Tapu Koko stuff. I'm bald, so it's free. That's pretty funny. We do see the Repel here. Repel is interesting. The Pikachu, also interesting. No electrical cord. So I kind of want to retreat and burn the energy. The issue, of course, if we do that, is that we don't have that extra energy maybe for Tapu Koko. So we could retreat. That kind of cancels out the Silvally stuff, but we're pretty likely, it's very likely, I should say, that he goes into Tapu Koko, or not Tapu Koko, what am I talking about? It's very likely he goes into Silvally next turn. So what I probably want to do here is just attach Tapu Koko and then let him KO. I don't have Mars in hand. I could play the Repel, but I don't think that's really going to do much. So, yeah, we'll just take the KO here. We're going to waste an energy or two, rather, by getting KO'd. No electrical cord, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm okay with it. We can E-switch on a Koko, hit for 90. We can also Repel. Oh, he goes into Zeraora. Okay, so Repel is looking pretty spicy, although if he discards, he could just retreat, right, and go into Silvally. We do get Mars'd, actually. That's fine. I do want one of those E-switches, but it is what it is. The Repel and Red, those are probably not going to be useful cards. Maybe they will be, actually. Okay. Interesting scenario here for us. We don't know what we're going to be top decking, so we actually have to go into Zeraora here, which kind of feels bad. But yeah, I like the Repel into the type Null this turn to get the damage off. We do get E-Cord, which I do actually love, so we're going to do that. I'm a little bit afraid of getting of the Silvally, right? So I want to get I want to get the damage off. Happy affiliate anniversary. Yo, thanks, Light Rain. I don't even know what that means. But I guess it's our anniversary. Who knew? Not me. Maybe he doesn't have Silvally and we can actually just KO this type Null here. That would be huge. Never mind. Okay, there's the research. He probably has the Silvally, so no big deal there. No big deal. He actually just stays in. He attaches to the other one. Interesting for sure. But we didn't get damage off on the Zeraora, so I mean, we're going to KO here. Yeah, you know, I don't love it. Actually, I don't mind it, because we're going to be able to get the first attack off, right? So as long as we can draw into... he evolves, but he attached already. Why would he do that? Oh, he's just going to go into Zeraora. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. We do have an electrical cord. Okay. A second Tapu Koko. I am just going to bench that, because we have the E-cord already popping. I don't need to split energies. In case he has, like, Guzma, right? So I'm just going to do that. I could just burn the red, but, yeah, it's tough. I can't go into the... Yeah, him going into Zeraora is very interesting. It's going to force us to draw one of our... We don't have an E-cord because we got Mars pretty early. It's fine. We'll let him take the KO. He's unfortunately going to get the first attack off on us, but we're going to be able to split energies pretty easily, and unless he has Cyrus, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. It really just comes down to what we top deck. Yo! That's right. Stream time. Let's do it. Animal Crossing, I'm played ranked alongside you, being sweaty with a Suicune deck. Hey, it's all good, man. When you're playing ranked, you know, we get repelled, actually. Wow, okay. So he plays the Repel. I assume he's probably going to want to go into Silvally, which is interesting, right? Oh, man, it's really tough. I guess we'll just feed him this. I think we're probably going to lose here, just because we got Mars and we don't have the flexibility of an E-switch, and we never drew Raikou. Raikou would have been very, very good here, because we 2 KO everything, but we also do the bench damage. If he attacks this Tapu Koko, it is what it is. We're just going to retreat. He plays a second Research. Yeah, very likely that he's got Cyrus, which means we probably just lose, quite honestly. It is what it is. I have a separate stream muted for Twitch drops, listening to your stream, trying to raid with my team, taking in my ears, talking in my ears, absolute chaos. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Okay, yeah, I assume he has Cyrus, which means we just lose. Honestly, there's really nothing we can do. But hey, if he doesn't have Cyrus, we have a shot. I guess is really what it comes down to. Him playing that Repel there was pretty big. Because I assume Repel plus the second research, he's just drawn a lot of cards. He only has 5 cards left in his deck. If he doesn't have Cyrus, I would be absolutely shocked. But, you know, he's just ahead by 5 on card advantage, which kind of means we were never going to win this game, quite honestly. Oh, he doesn't. He retreats and plays the Gladion. Okay. So if we top deck a Cyrus, we can win here. If he just doesn't have a Cyrus, then we can also win. It's weird that he retreated. I guess he had to, right? So that he's above the HP threshold there. We could have benched the Pikachu in the opportunity that we top deck E-Switch. It probably would have been better to do that, actually. Now that I think about it. now that I realize now, but it's all good. We can just go into this Tapu Koko in case we top deck the Cyrus here. We have 2 in the deck. Oh, it's Mars, actually. We don't mind the Mars. It's not a bad top deck, actually. Not a bad top deck at all. I hope your raid goes well, Light Rain. I know you play, what is it, Guild Wars? Guild Wars is pretty cool. Okay, so as long as this Mars sticks, as long as we get lucky on the Mars, I'm going to bench this Pikachu, though, in case he does like a second Repel or Sabrina. And yeah, we're just going to hit for 20, which will set up the KO next turn on either of his Pokemon. The Mars top deck was pretty clutch. Pretty clutch. Let's see. Does the Mars stick? Yo, it does, though. It kind of does. The Sabrina, we benched the Pikachu, luckily, which is kind of crazy. There we go. Very, very lucky. We made the right play by benching the Pikachu. Yeah, Guild Wars 2. That's right. That's right. All right, GG. We'll take the first W. Yeah, an interesting game. Without Raikou, it definitely is a little bit scary, of course, just because we're not drawing through our decks. So we're just playing off the top decks, and, you know, nothing's guaranteed when it comes to just, you know, hoping that you draw the cards we need to there. But, you know, Mars was a really good top deck, but we also had 2 Cyrus in the deck. So I feel pretty good about it. I think that puts us on a 4-game win streak. Pretty nice start. Yeah, what's up, Lofian? Lofian? I don't know how to say the name. I apologize. But yeah, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning into the stream. I'll probably be live for a couple hours. We'll be chilling. It's a weekday stream. Can't go too late, but I just wanted to go live more often. You know what I mean? I want to try to build up the Twitch channel. That Pika was so good. We'll play it. Let's go, Dino. I knew he played both Cyrus and Sabrina. We Marsed him to 1. You know, we lost to the Sabrina if we didn't bench it, so we had to, right? We had to bench it. Going first again, leading Coco into another lightning type deck. So, gonna be interesting. We do have Repel in case he leads Oricorio. We have a Cord as well. I don't mind going first. Oh, it's P2. Okay. Repel is also gonna be pretty good. Probably gonna be Turbo something, either Turbo Sovali or Turbo Arceus. Either way, E-Cord plus Repel is gonna be really nice. The Zero Aura I also like quite a bit. So let's just do this first and foremost. Cord the active. We could preemptively... No, we can't Mars. I don't know if I want to bench this yet. I'm not going to bench the other Coco, but we'll see. Okay. So we got 1 energy in the bank there on the bench with Zero Aura, which hopefully comes in handy later in the game. Either pronunciation is good. All right. All good. Okay, so the Oricorio comes down, so this is probably Turbo Arceus, right? They play 2 Oricorio, 2 Pichu, 2 Arceus, 2 Zero Aura. And he does attach, right, to the Oricorio, so... Interesting. I don't have the Pikachu hat on me. Oh, he just immediately hits us with the Guzma, which is a little bit terrifying, but... it's totally fine. No Raikou. We haven't seen Raikou yet. I don't have the Pikachu hat, but I probably should go get it. Just so that we can have the hype of using it, right? Okay. Interesting scenario now. But I think we always just hit here. We get the damage off onto Pichu, set up for a possible KO later with Raikou or just a Cyrus play. No reason to do anything other than really just attack here. We'll just retreat into Zero Aura, get the first attack off onto Oricorio, and I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. He didn't research that turn. He did Guzma, but you know he's not threatening a lot of damage, right? The cool thing about Tapu Koko is that as a retreat cost of 1 and it can generate additional energies, kind of creates itself like a little energy battery. You know, on our board, right? Now, he is going to hit us for 50 here with Oricorio. We can't deny that for sure. But, you know, no Arceus yet, which is pretty good, which is kind of what we're mostly afraid of here. But we do have Pikachu for that, if we need it, right? Yeah, okay. We get hit for 50, opens up like a Cyrus play later in the game, but, you know, it is what it is, right? The E-Cord is interesting. I am actually just going to go ahead and Mars him here and then hit with the Zero Aura. And I'm going to be fine with that. I'm not going to target the Pichu. We can KO that later with the Raikou if we need to. And then we have one electrical cord left, and he's already used his Guzma, right? So we want to be a little bit smart as to which Pokemon we attach that to. We just want to be a little bit careful. We could get Marsed here, but I don't think we will. I'll grab the Pikachu hat after this. We'll go secure it. It's somewhere around here. I don't know. Like I said, it's my daughter's Halloween costume. So, oh, he's playing Raikou. Okay, a very interesting play here. A second Oricorio comes down. Okay, all right. What is he going to attach to here? He does attach to the Raikou. Okay. Oh, and he's going to E-switch. Okay. Totally fine play from our opponent here. Totally fine play. I kind of like getting rid of this Oricorio and holding Repel in hand, potentially letting Zeraora go down, which, you know, doesn't feel great, but really wouldn't mind at all. Let's see what we top deck. It is a Raikou, actually. We do top deck the Raikou. No E-switch in hand, though. Feels a little bit bad. It feels just a little bit bad. The other thing, though, is that we want to do enough damage to 2-hit KO this thing. So... yeah, no elemental switch is a little bit scary. We could KO the Oricorio here, but I think it's better to get the Raikou damage off here, right? What I'm thinking is that if we red and hit for 70... see, but that, you know, we can't really do that, can we? We can't really do that. Ugh. This is really bad. No energy switch here is really bad. I think we have to just attach the cord. We can split the energies... The prize math here is what's really going to get us, I think. We don't have to play red, but probably worth it to just play it anyway. I think here. We'll hold the Cyrus and the Repel. We'll force him to KO, and then we'll KO next turn, but we'll have to KO with Tapu Koko, right, which feels bad. I'm actually just going to bench this one in case we top deck an E-switch, and then we'll have a full HP Tapu Koko. The timer's running out. We're taking too long. We'll hit him for 70. This leaves him at 60 HP, which, theoretically speaking, does lead into a KO opportunity with Raikou next turn, right? So that's what we're hoping, right? We're hoping he doesn't just Cyrus into this Koko and then we're kind of cooked. But even if he does, we have Cyrus, we have Raikou here, and like I said, right, we set up the 2 KO turn with Raikou here in Pichu. So we have game in hand. Yeah, okay. GG to our opponent. We just have the Cyrus. This is why we play 2 copies of Cyrus. This is why we play 2 copies of the old Cyrus here. Ever thought about trying the Galvantula Magnezone? Pair Galvantula with Will and Memory Light? I have not tried that, but it does sound pretty fun. You made it to Master Ball with that. Wow. Very cool. All right, yeah, so we have game in hand. You know, one of those opportunities where Raikou really comes in clutch. The cool thing about our deck is that we're not playing Pichu, which is a very big liability. Unfortunately, the baby Pokemon in this format just really big liabilities. It feels bad. I think that the baby Pokemon will definitely be very relevant when Mega Pokemon come out, but for now, you know, Greninja's everywhere. You know, Raikou can deal bench damage. I don't feel very strongly about baby Pokemon. They're just more of a liability than anything, which feels bad, you know, in a format heavily dominated by Greninja, but hey, the math worked out there. We got a little bit lucky on a little 5-game win streak as well. What's going on Twitch chat? How's everybody doing in the Twitch chat? Mostly lurking right now. I think that's all good. All good. Yeah, the Galvantula is a really interesting card, right? I believe it paralyzes, right? So you can guarantee the paralysis. I like it, you know? I think any deck that plays Will or is a bit reliant on Will inherently is a bit inconsistent. That's why I don't typically play the decks. We're playing another Lightning deck, but we do go second leading Tapu Koko, which I think is fine. Does this deck do good against other decks besides this weekend meta? I think so, Henry. I think this deck is obviously not overall as strong as like something like a Giratina Darkrai or a Suicune, but I think it's perfectly strong enough to contend with non-Suicune decks, right? So it is a counter meta deck for sure, but I feel very confident that it's actually just a strong enough deck in its own right to go against really anything else. And I like playing a deck list like this because, you know, like it's not the deck that everyone's playing. You know what I mean? Like I feel good about playing a deck that's like not Suicune or Giratina Darkrai or even Guzzlord. This is, you know, very much a meta deck, but not something that's like extremely popular in the meta game. And that's why I like playing it, honestly. We are playing Dragonite. Okay. All right. We'll top deck the Repel. It's all good. Oh, Cleffa comes down. Okay. Okay. We do have E-Cord, but we need Pikachu. We definitely need a Pikachu here to feel a little bit safer. Play the Pokeball first. We want to draw like a Repel here. Actually, he benched the Cleffa, so it really doesn't matter that much. I'm kind of digging for Pikachu and Red, actually. Those are both valuable win conditions. We do actually draw the Repel, but he benched the Cleffa, which scares me a little bit. So we have no real reason to do that yet. We can just get the damage off here. I'm just going to bench the Raikou, and then we'll leave that last spot for the Pikachu. I run one Elemental Switch and one Cyrus in case I miss Paralysis. Oh, okay. I hear you. I hear you. We have the E-Switch in hand. So part of me wants to not attach Electrical Cord yet, because I might go into Raikou to get the damage off next turn. All right. We'll just hit here. We'll generate the energies. Hopefully we don't get like Mars or red carded, but Dragonite typically doesn't play a lot of cards. They play like Lyra and Research and Pokeballs and stuff. They don't play anything else extra. All right, let's see. I kind of like our odds here going second, quite frankly. We also get the extra energy with Zero Aura, so retreating with Tapu Koko this turn's not going to feel that bad. He does immediately go... Okay. All right, he does immediately go into Dragonite. A little bit scary, because we have no Pikachu. Oh, he silvers away the Cyrus. Okay. All right. I'm a little bit afraid. I am a little bit afraid here. Now, what we can do... Oh, he goes into the Cleffa. Okay, he's looking for another Pokemon. So, this opens up a couple of different opportunities. No Pikachu feels a little bit rough. Not gonna lie. Feels a little bit rough. Okay. I think we probably lose here. I just don't really know if there's any way around it without Pikachu or Red, because Dragonite, we want Dragonite to not be able to attack turn after turn, but it doesn't really matter. Maybe we can draw a second Zero Aura. Maybe that's our best chance, but he's going to attack us next turn with Dragonite. We have to go into Zero, though. Which is just a little bit annoying. Yeah, if we had a second Zero Aura, or if we had Pikachu, this would be doable. But because we don't have Pikachu, I should have attached Electrical Cord. I misplayed, my bad. My bad. Whoops, I forgot it. All right. Well, we're cooked. We're cooked. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if... Because he got the Dragonite that turn. Like, if he didn't have it that turn, we would have been chilling. But because he had both Energies and Dragonite on turn 2, or turn 3, rather, there's just nothing we can do about it. Oh, he does actually... He did bench a Pokemon. He wouldn't have benched the Pokemon if he didn't have to. Well, okay. We lost... We misplayed by not attaching Electrical Cord, but depending on what we top deck here, it was never winnable. Is the truth here. So let's see. It's Cyrus. Okay. Yeah, it was never winnable, unfortunately, because we didn't have 2 Zero Aura to get the damage first off of on Dragonite, and then we have no way to, like... We could have KO'd both baby Pokemon, but then he just wouldn't have benched anything, and then we would have just lost, and we have no way to do anything, you know what I mean? So, because he got Dragonite and dual energies on the third turn, it's pretty much GG. There's just no... there's no way to win. Unless we had a second Zero Aura and we could have attacked and then gone into like something else, but yeah. We also the other win condition there theoretically is to have Raikou instead of Koko in the active, and then you could have and then we could have like damaged the Dratini. It's tough either way. Like him getting the attack off on Dragonite turn 3 is pretty much a lose-lose scenario. There's just nothing we can do, you know, because he gets that attack off, and then we just can't KO. We can't revenge KO, right? Going first, Zero lead into water, which I don't feel terrible about. What's up, Ambien? We're playing ranked battles right now, so we're not doing any viewer battles at the moment. Any trouble decks are Celestial ability decks, Solgaleo ability. Yeah, Andre. I can believe that for sure. Okay, we have red in hand as well here. Double elemental switch. Ooh, 2-0 aura is pretty spicy actually. No repel, but it's all good. We'll get the first attack off, which is fine. Probably has Irida in hand, but had you attached cord, you could have done 180 in 2 rounds. Yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered though, because he KO'd, and then we wouldn't have been able to KO, and then he would have just KO'd us back. You know what I mean? So like the way that the math works, even though he couldn't, like he wastes 1 turn, we still would have only been able to attack him once. You know what I mean? But yeah, we definitely should have attached cord. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. We're gonna Mars him this guy. No repel, but yeah, definitely gonna Mars him. We do have double Cyrus, which I don't hate. We'll leave the red for next turn. And hopefully he doesn't have Irida. That's our win condition right now. Love my content. Thank you. But yeah, you're right. We should have attached E-Cord. I was kind of panicking by us losing to the turn 2 Dragonite or the turn 3 Dragonite setup. But yeah. Okay, so no Irida. We do have Cyrus, so we're taking a KO on the Suicune here. He's probably going to get Greninja up. Holy, that was loud. The Giratina comes in. Yeah, Arceus ability too. That's, yeah. Arceus EX has an underrated ability. It really does. Definitely underrated. I need to move this thing over. The number got triple digits in it, and it became too big. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so he just Broken Space Bellows, and he's going to sack the Suicune, which is interesting. Tapo Koko as well, huh? We have no cord. Does feel a little bit bad. So, okay. The situation we're in currently without cord means that he needs a basic Pokemon and Greninja to KO. Right? Which we don't hate. So I'm not going to bench anything yet. We're very likely going to get red carded, but I don't really care that much. How often do I get haircuts? I don't even remember this much Whiplash, but 4 months of viewing. I get my haircut literally like once a month, like twice a year, I would say. Probably like once every 5 or 6 months. I'm very lazy with that. Professor Mars, do you think that Dragonite will disappear once Megas come in? And it can't be one shot? I think it could be the opposite, man. I think Dragonite with red doing 200, like the ability for Dragonite to be a 2-prize Pokemon and get 1-hit KOs might mean that it actually becomes even better when Mega Pokemon come out. We'll have to see. We just don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions, quite frankly. No Greninja here means that we're absolutely cooking our opponent. Red card is fine. I don't even care about the red card. Because as long as he doesn't KO here, we're chilling. Oh, the red and the repel. And Pikachu EX. Okay. Yeah, so no KO here is massive for us. And he can't even KO with a Greninja ping next turn. So I'm feeling pretty good about everything. We have double Cyrus left in the deck. I like the electrical cord as well. Okay. I think what we do here is we just attack, right? And we just hope that we draw into... We could bench the Pikachu and electrical cord and set up a GG moment, right? It's probably the better play. I'm just curious whether I want to repel or not. Probably not, right? Yo, UT Long is followed. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I think I'm committed to playing Dragonite for the rest of the tourneys this season. Dude, Dragonite is legit. Like, I don't think people fully realize like how like real Dragonite is. Okay, we're not gonna forget to attach the cord here. And yeah, we can play the red though, because he already used Cape, so we can play the red. And then I think we're in a good spot because now he can't play Cyrus and Irida in the same turn. We can top deck Cyrus as a win condition. If he KOs the active, we win. If we top deck an elemental switch, we win. We just have him kind of cornered here. So there's a lot of opportunities for us to draw the cards we need, but we're behind on 5 cards because we haven't drawn a single Pokeball or research or anything. He's forced to go into Giratina, so that opens up Cyrus win condition as well as opening up, an elemental switch win condition here. He's going to stall to draw Greninja so that he doesn't have to deal with that, but yeah, GG. No Pikachu hat. I need to get the Pikachu hat, man. We could have just repelled him as well for a game, but this is way more swaggy, I think. This is way more style. All right. I should go get the Pikachu hat. Mads, how often do you get haircut? Oh, sorry, I already read that. I'm crazy, absolutely crazy. With 3 prize points, concedes will happen even faster. Yeah, definitely. UT Long, thank you for all your YouTube videos. It helps out a lot. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you watching the YouTube content because Pokemon Pocket is at like an all-time low right now. in terms of like engagement and overall player base. So I'm really hoping that you know, the next few updates and expansions you know, really kind of boost the game up a little bit. It's kind of what I'm hoping for. The views have been down. Do you guys need me to go get the Pikachu hat? I can go get it if you guys want the Pikachu hat. What do you guys think? Do I go get it? Do I get the Pikachu hat? It did bring us a lot of good luck. I like this deck, but I sold out and started using Guzzlord. Oh, throwback, no. No, throwback. I'll play one more game. If you guys want the Pikachu hat, I can go get it. If I don't even know where it is. I'll have to find it, but it was good fun. So for those of you who don't know, we have a funny Pikachu hat, and we wear it whenever Pikachu EX comes into the active spot, whether it's our choice or not. Does the next booster pack come with Mega Pokemon? It was presumed that the next booster pack would not be Mega Pokemon. I think the resounding, I guess, assumption right now is that, do I want Koko or Raikou lead? I'm gonna lead Raikou. The assumption, I think, from the community was that Mega Pokemon were coming out in B1, which is set to come out in late October, right? So the set coming at the end of September is probably going to be like another mini set, I guess, is what a lot of people were assuming. Oh, sorry. Crystal Dreams, you make the best content for this game. I appreciate that. If you don't have Zera turn 1, do you still find it useful later on as a one-prize Pokemon? Definitely. Yeah, our opponent just conceded there. I don't know why. Yeah, we should get some teaser trailer, probably sometime next week. What's up, Texan? What's going on? First time chatter, as well as UT Long. I appreciate that, man. Anybody in the Twitch chat, you know, shout out to you guys. Big shout out. Anybody in the Twitch. Go follow the Twitch if you haven't followed it yet. It's brand new, so I assume most people probably are not following. It's normal for the player base to be down. We just need an actual good set. Yeah, for sure. And I think, you know, Pokemon Pocket's been out for almost a year without, like, it's hard to really explain because I think that the update, I think that the anniversary is going to bring, like, a massive update to the game. And I think that if they want the game to be, like, really, like, if they want to continue the game to be a healthy player base and to bring new people in, they have to do sort of major updates, not just to, like, the cards and adding new cards to the game, but like updating the game itself, like adding more content, you know, adding more, you know, game modes and quality of life updates and things like that. I think they have to make some major changes, which I do expect them to do in B1 when the Mega set comes out, right? So I think that that's going to be sort of the second era of Pokemon Pocket, and I hope that they make a lot of really good changes. Greninja EX, that would be nuts if we got a Greninja EX. I've had horrible luck with ranked. There's just counter decks everywhere. Yeah, there definitely is. We're playing Espeon, which is not a great matchup, but maybe we can make it happen here. Double Zero Aura. I want different theme music selections for sure. Do I have a theory? Yeah, I think the reason Pocket's at an all-time low, one, I think that this metagame is pretty stale. I just don't think a lot of people really enjoyed it. We saw a similar thing with Extra Dimensional Crisis when that came out. A lot of people just weren't like over the moon with how the game was. I like the Mars in hand right now as well. I'm actually just going to go Koko and double Zero Aura. And we're going to ride out with this. Yeah, I think the metagame's just stale, but I also, for whatever the reason, they announced the Mega Pokemon like last month. And I think it confused a lot of the player base who assumed that the next set coming out would be Mega Pokemon. But when Secluded Springs came out and it wasn't Mega Pokemon, it just sort of confused the whole player base a little bit. And in general kind of made people want to wait, you know, for something that was coming out when really they should just be excited for the next thing to come out. So they staggered the news in a way that was definitely a little bit strange, I would say, for whatever the reason. Repel is huge. We always play the Repel here. I just got into Pokemon TCG Live. Definitely recommend checking it out. Yeah, I've played a bunch of the official Pokemon TCG. I used to play and make videos and run tournaments on Pokemon TCG Online, which was the predecessor to Live, and I definitely played Live a bit when it came out. When it came out initially, it had a lot of bugs, but I do like Live a lot. The official Pokemon card game is a really, really fun game. It is. It's just different than Pocket. And I think there's already like an established community and metagame and stuff like that. It's hard. Like it's a different thing because the community for The official Pokemon TCG is a lot more ingrained in like the live events, you know what I mean? Which isn't a bad thing. But if you're not participating in those events, then obviously things are just going to be, a little bit different, right? Are we going to get KO'd next turn? I'm curious about now. We don't have E-Switch. I think we just attach and hope we don't get KO'd, I think, quite frankly. We have no E-Cord, which makes things difficult. I'm just going to bench the Raikou, though. We could retreat into Zeraora. Would be an interesting play, actually. Got 11 cards in deck. I'm not super worried about getting KO'd. He could have double EV bag, right? But I think for now we'll stay in. I'd rather do the 90. Yo, what's up, Robert D. Wilson? What's going on? The legend himself. Hello, Robert. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Ranked will be competitive and fun until Greninja gets rotated out of ranked. Oh, we're about to get double EV bagged, aren't we? We are, aren't we? That's fine, I guess. Not what I wanted to happen. If we get... Oh, we don't. Okay, good. Yeah, live is not pay to win because the whole premise of that is for you to buy the IRL packs, right? Okay, this is an interesting hand here. Very interesting. No elemental switch makes this a little bit awkward. We got to assume he has an EV bag, right? Man, no elemental switch is really, really rough. Really rough, actually. Man, oh man, what do I want to do here? I kind of want him to take the KO, right? So I can Mars him. We could hit him for a significant amount of damage here with red. That would put him at... So we would be hitting for 110. That'd put him at 50. But then we have no way to revenge KO him, right? Because he's going to heal for 30, and then he's going to have 80 HP left, and we can't hit for 80, right? So that just kind of doesn't feel great. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I'm actually going to use my one Cyrus and bring up the Sylveon and force him to attach. Yo, a real Texan is followed. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yo, what's up, Jay? What's going on? Have I ever played Magic the Gathering? I don't think I've ever played Magic, no, but I do follow it a little bit. I definitely do follow it. So he's going to attach and retreat, definitely. And then he's going to heal it back up. But the reason I'm doing this is because now when he heals it, he'll be in range of like a Cyrus KO later, whereas before he wouldn't have been. So that's what we're going to do. And also, okay, yeah, so we're going to bait out one EV bag. Again, that's totally fine. I don't mind the EV bag bait at all. But now we do lose to a Cyrus, which feels bad. And he does top deck the Sylveon. This matchup's just horrible, if I'm being honest with you, with no Pikachu. This matchup is pretty horrible. No electrical cord either. Okay, he's going to research and take the KO, so we definitely have to Mars him this turn. Second Giant Cave. Okay, yeah, we're cooked. We're absolutely fried. This matchup's not good for us at all. They need daily side missions like TCG Live and monthly ranking systems, like maybe up to 25 levels to get rewarded. Yeah, they need to add a lot of stuff like that to the game. They just need to add a bunch of different types of stuff like that. He's only got 5 cards in deck. Yeah, we're probably absolutely toast here. Yeah. All right. Well, we tried our best. We tried our best. Other than Pokemon, what are your other hobbies are you into? Sports fan by chance? I do like sports, yeah. I like the NBA. I watch a little bit of football. I watch lacrosse. Well, the lacrosse championships just ended. I'm a big lacrosse guy. Yeah. Definitely like sports. Pokemon is kind of my big one, but I like games in general. So he heals... What does he heal? He heals the active. Okay, that's fine. Are we hitting top 1,000 this season? Probably not this season. He Sabrina's us, which is absolutely crazy for him to have that. But, oh well. Oh well. We'll take the 80 damage, I guess. Now we need an elemental switch, which we definitely can't draw into here, right? But, okay, cool. We're still alive, technically. So that's fun. No electrical cord. We have both electrical cords left in our deck list, but as long as he doesn't top deck Cyrus, we still have a chance. We're chipping away at him. We are chipping away. I'm going to force him to heal the active. Yo, there it is. Yo, what's up? Link 1A has followed. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You ever thought of playing and streaming the Pokemon Legacy ROM hacks, like Pokemon Yellow Legacy, Crystal Legacy? I like playing ROM hacks, actually. I do. I like just playing like randomized emulators for the games. I've played basically every Pokemon game ever, and I love it. Oh, there's the Sylveon. Okay. All right. Rest in peace to us. What did he just top deck that? I guess he has 5 cards in deck. No E-Cord means we lose here. Unfortunately, we just have literally no way to even KO this thing. So, yeah. Our deck does not do very well into Espeon with no E-Cords. Pretty tough. All right, we'll take the L there. Espeon is not one of our good matchups, to be fair, right? We're an aggressive, fast-paced deck. Oh, thank you for the E-Cord there. A little bit late. Yo, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Yeah, not a good matchup. Espeon is a deck list that we do not like to run into. Espeon, Guzzlord are not fun matchups for us. They just do too much like healing or have too much HP. Pretty tough. Go Cowboys, Texan. Yo, there you go. Aggies as well. Just upstate number 8 Notre Dame in college football. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, everyone's got to like the stream. Come on now. Come on, you got to like the stream. Let's do it. You know, I don't mind our deck list because to me, it's nice playing a deck that like doesn't have like how else can I put it? It feels fair, you know what I mean? Like the deck list we're playing is a totally fine deck, but it feels fair, which I appreciate a lot when we're playing Pokemon Pocket. Honestly, going first, leading Zeraora, totally chill. Probably in a Suicune as well, which I don't mind. Double Pokeball E-Cord. He leads Giratina, which actually is not that great for us. A Repel would be insane. Draw here. Excuse me. Okay. All right. I mean, damage off on the Giratina is also not that bad. Your Grace has followed. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's going on? You ever played the Japan-only Pokemon TCG Game Boy game? I don't know if I have, actually. I don't know if I have. Yo, thank you for the follow, Sakamoto. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's going on, guys? We're not going to bench anything yet. So I'm just going to attach this E-Cord, and we have 4 Pokemon in hand. We're just going to hold them. We're just going to hold on to them. Just learned about it. That's pretty cool. What's up, Football Nico 1? How you doing, man? Thanks for tuning into the stream. Hope you're having a good afternoon. He's going to be able to end his turn on Broken Space Bellow. But unless he gets a Greninja out next turn, you know, we're not in that bad of a spot. He does attach Suicune. Okay, so no Greninja next turn would be, like, super ideal. Elemental Switch as well. Whoa. Sakamoto with the sub, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to the sub. Let's get it going, guys. Thank you, thank you. We're brand new to the Twitch. The Twitch is a new experience here. So that is a super, super cool follow. I appreciate that. Been watching the videos for like a month, first time on stream. Yo, let's do it, dude. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. That's awesome. Appreciate the support. We'll get 50 off on this Giratina. 2 energies on the Suicune here. Let's see if he passes. He's just going to Bellow. Okay. All right. So I'm a little bit worried about a number of things, quite honestly. But again, there's no reason to bench anything, right? Because he can only hit for 60 plus 20. Yeah, but the issue, though, is, like, would we rather him, like, rather allow him to attack, right? So I feel like what we want to do is bench here. That way he can't KO the following turn. We would rather let him KO, actually. Which sounds weird, right? But I'm going to bench the... I'm going to bench the Coco. And I'm going to bench the Pikachu. And I'm going to attach to the Pikachu. So the thing is, like, I don't mind if he KOs, right? Because hopefully he has to manually retreat off the Giratina. And if he does, and if he comes into Suicune and KOs, we have E-Cord set up, right? So that we'll just revenge KO. Okay. So okay. To be fair, he might have the whole Cyrus play, but he still shouldn't be able to KO the Pikachu. Actually, can he? Oh, yeah, he can. He can do 120 with Cyrus. Okay, that was a misplay. I shouldn't have benched 2 Pokemon. We miscounted. If you have Cyrus, we're cooked. He's got 11 cards in deck. Does he have his 1 copy of Cyrus? No way. It's crazy how much this meta changed this season. Last season was my go-to deck was Crobat Umbreon. But since you're going to have Nihilego on the bench as well, makes it useless versus Suicune. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Let's see here if he does have Cyrus, we're cooked. We kind of were hoping on the not rare candy bench Pokemon Greninja Cyrus hand, but If he has it, he has it. We were kind of hoping he wouldn't. Because if he KOs the active here, he just gets KO'd and then he loses, right? Which is totally fine for us. You know what I mean? I think he's realizing that now. So if he doesn't have Cyrus, we're in a good spot. Suicune is so oppressive this season. Yeah, Suicune's been really, really tough to deal with, but I don't mind playing against it. If you're playing, the deck that's not bad against it, then it doesn't feel that bad, honestly. So he targets the Coco. I wonder if he brings up the Tapu Koko. That's going to be an interesting play. He attaches to Greninja, and he just passes. Okay, so we can KO the active here, which actually sets up game if we're able to draw into... If we're able to draw into a Cyrus, right? I think we always go into Pikachu and take the KO here. We always do that. It doesn't leave us with any energies, but I don't think that that's that bad. Because Greninja can't KO the following turn. So we always just do this. Yeah, all right. Let's do it. The Pikachu plays are real. Let's go. Our deck does function into Suicune, which feels good. It feels good when you're playing a deck that can beat Suicune pretty well. Of course, that's the reason our deck exists, but the matchup's definitely not guaranteed, so winning obviously feels pretty good. They need to make big changes to the game, hopefully for the anniversary, because the game has gotten stale. Anthony, yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with that. And I think big changes are coming, honestly. I think that a lot of the stuff that we're talking about is probably going to get implemented. There's probably going to be increased pull rates, an expansion to the trading, to the pity system, to crafting. A lot of different stuff is going to change about the game, and I think that we probably are going to have to wait until like the 1-year anniversary, which, doesn't feel great. It's going to be probably a slow month or two, but, it is what it is. They might just also panic and release that B1 update next set. You know what I mean? They might kind of realize that the player base is dwindling really quickly, and they might just rush out the B1 set, and we might not even get another mini set. It's actually very likely that that happens. Going second, we are going to lead Raikou. No one uses Sylveon anymore? With Greninja and Giratina. Yeah, it's all... You're right. You are right, for sure. We have to think about whether it's worth it right now for us to bench the Zeraora to get the extra energy. It could matter, but it also could not matter. He does Cape. We're still 2 at KOing without Irida. Let's see what he gets off this Pokeball. It's Giratina, okay. Okay, interesting. Very, very interesting. No Froakie means that I kind of feel okay benching Zeraora. We don't have to do it this turn. Well, we do. If we were going to bench Zeraora, we would do it this turn. It's really the big question with our deck is like, do we bench that Zeraora for the extra energy, or do we just not take the extra damage? But honestly, like, I'm just going to do it. It's probably a misplay, but I like the extra energy. It gives me a lot of flexibility. So we're just going to bench that Zera. We'll attack next turn, get the damage off onto Giratina, set up the 2-hit KO on this weekend with red as well, which is good. Definitely. Irida plus Giant Cape will allow him to live 2 hits, which, is not ideal, obviously, but if we top deck a Cyrus, then we could target this Froakie, right, if he doesn't evolve the following turn. If he plays a Research or something, okay, so he goes full bench. So he's got 80 damage on board. Okay. Yeah. All right. What we're a little bit afraid of, we can't bench anything right now. What we're afraid of is the Rare Candy Greninja next turn, right? I think that is mostly what we're afraid of. I do like the Cyrus, though. There is a case to be made just to Mars him, just for the -1. If we Mars him here, it's a very minimal. It's only a 1-card difference, right? But what we really want is for him not to go into Greninja next turn. You know what I mean? And I think we have to maximize that output. So I am just going to use the Mars preemptively, which feels bad. We're safe from getting KO'd this turn, even if he does Rare Candy Greninja, because he can't do enough damage. But we'll hit here. When does the rank season end? I think it ends in like 10 days or something like that. Okay, we draw the Pikachu. That'll be our next bench option here. Let's see if he goes Rare Candy Greninja. If he does, it is what it is. Yeah, okay. All right. We Marsed him into the Research. Maybe we get lucky. It's very unlikely, but maybe we get lucky. Do we get lucky? Okay, we don't get lucky. All right. Feels bad. Definitely feels not great. But if he doesn't also have Irida, well, he doesn't actually, so he doesn't have Irida, so we can KO this turn. Yeah, okay, this is good, okay. It all worked out, actually. It all worked out pretty well. Because he's going to Broken Space Bella, which means that what we can do is just go into this Pikachu, KO the active, and then we're going to be in a pretty good spot. Yeah, nice. Okay. And this is where having that Zero Aura with the extra energy really does actually come in handy. So we're going to go full bench now, because it doesn't actually matter. We'll attach the Pikachu. We could Cyrus, but there's no reason to. We're going to hold the red. We have E-Cord in place. We're just going to play the Research. No, we don't need to use the red. We're hitting for weakness. The Repel as well is interesting. I'm going to bench the Coco. Bench the Rainbow Coco, so we have all of our, our Rainbow Rares out on the board here, so we can stunt on our opponent, which is cool. It won't help later on now, but I would rather just draw the cards. We're probably going to get Mars, but it doesn't matter if we get Mars. It doesn't. Like, we've set this game up to where we win next turn unless he, like, Greninja Cyrus KOs the Pikachu. So we don't even target this. We actually just straight up target. We have E-Switch in hand. We just KO and then we target the Greninja always so that we can KO it with Coco or something. We're just going to do this. I started a month ago, so I don't have perfect cards for the Suicune deck, but I just hit Ultra Ball 4. My hot take is that 2 Cyrus with Pokeflute is insane tech that no one expects. Thoughts on Flute? I like Pokemon Flute. I do. It's situational for sure, but definitely is not a bad card whatsoever. Okay, so he's probably going to Cyrus and then KO the Pikachu here, right? But as long as we don't get Mars, he can't Mars and Cyrus in the same turn, right? Which, again, we've set up a double win scenario. He's targeting the Pikachu, which means he's going to play Cyrus, which means we have E-Switch in hand. And then basically we're still in a winning position. We probably should have attached to Coco, actually. I just realized that. You're right. I completely just realized that we needed to attach to Coco for this win condition to work. I guess theoretically we could top deck a second E-Switch, but okay. I did just realize. I'm sorry. That's my bad. My bad on that. Okay. Sorry. We might lose this game because we threw. Because we only have one elemental switch in hand. Okay. That's pretty rough. Now that I realize it. Okay, my bad. My bad. We'll top deck the E-Switch. It's okay. We're not going to get punished. No way. Oh, okay. All right. That's not good. Not good at all. Okay, that's my bad. I miscalculated. For some reason, I thought we would be able to get 3 energies on Coco this turn. I don't know why we did that. My bad. We definitely should have attached to Coco that turn. We messed up the we messed up the play. So now I think we just lose, unfortunately. Because we if had attached to Coco there, then that would have been a win condition with Cyrus. I don't know why we didn't. That's my bad. I miscounted for some reason. 3 cards in deck. Our second E-Switch. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this, I guess. See if he goes into Suicune. He probably has Leaf in hand, but he's going to go into Greninja. All right, we miscalculated pretty poorly. All right, yeah, he did go into the Greninja. Let's see if we can make him concede without him knowing that we have it. Will he concede? He's holding on to it. He's probably stream sniping us, honestly. We threw the game because we attached to the wrong Pokemon there. 3 cards in deck with second E-Cord and Elemental Switch. Actually, the 2 cards that could have won us the game. But yeah, pretty unfortunate. Oh well. Oh well. We threw the game. We threw it. We threw it down the trash. Not the bluff. Yeah, we bluffed him. All right. That was my bad. I mean, we did misplay, but we also missed like the 2 cards in our deck that could have saved us from misplaying, and it wouldn't have mattered. It's all good. All we had to do there, for some reason, I thought we'd be able to get 3 energies on Coco, but I realized that after it happened that we weren't going to be able to do that. We were so smart. We had him like double locked down, yeah, I just kind of felt didn't feel great there. Is what it is. It is what it is. I told you we would misplay at the beginning of the stream. GG's. We'll get him on the next one. We had him locked down too. We had him dead to rights. We had everything we needed. We had everything we needed there. We had everything we needed. Second E-switch in our 3-card deck. Oh, Raikou lead going first into Lightning doesn't feel great. Yeah, we easily could have just driven into that E-switch, but yeah, we just attached to the wrong Pokemon. Yo, the double Rainbow Raikou. Now, we are going first, and we have E-switch, so potentially we draw into Zeraora here? Question mark? Would be cool. There it is. Double. A twofer. We like that. We do not mind that. I mean, if you attach to Coco, wouldn't they Cyrus KO instead? Yeah, you're right. And then we wouldn't have been able to get the energy on Pikachu either way. You're right. We did kind of require the second E-switch or an electrical cord, right? Because we could have attached the second cord to whatever Pokemon we attached to, which would have had the same effect. But yeah, we had both our second E-cord and elemental switch in our deck, which is just, you know, not ideal. Do we bench the second Zeraora here? I kind of want to. But we're going to ride off with Raikou in the active. We'll get the first attack off, which is fine. I'm going to hold that last bench space for Pikachu for sure. No, but you're definitely right there, Super Chan God. 100%. The 2 cards that could have won us that game there just weren't in our deck, unfortunately. He also benches down the Zeraora, and he giant capes the Raikou. Okay. So forcing us to have a red to 2 a KO here is an interesting play for sure. He red cards us. Takes away our E-switch in our hand, which is absolutely brutal. The Repel is fine, though. Okay. All right. The red card is crazy. Or the 4-card hand red card is nuts. I wonder if he would have... Oh, never mind. We top decked it. Anyway, let's go. I might still play the Repel. Is that a crazy thing to say? I am just going to play the Repel. Force him to either discard that energy or attack me with Zeraora. Either way, I'm cool with it. Either way, I'm cool with it. Sam, this is definitely my favorite deck to play this season. It feels very fun, it feels strong, but it feels fair, you know what I mean? Okay, so we discarded that energy from Zeraora, and we potentially brought that down as a target as a Cyrus KO later in the game. He hits us with the Guzma. This man playing the Mirror Match Guzma. Crazy. Okay, all right. We're getting absolutely steamrolled now from our op, which feels horrible, but, you know, what are you going to do? He can't 2-hit KO us anyway, though. You know what I mean? Unless he just also has red, which would be crazy. But, you know, I've seen crazier things. We still attached to Pikachu here. We're drawing cards, which is good. There's the E-cord. So, kind of rapping with the E-cord. Unless he has red this turn. It would be crazy if he played red. Bro, he has it all. He's got every card he needs. How are we supposed to win? How are we supposed to win the game? Our homie has every card he ever needs in the game. He just goes Guzma into red. Goes red card into Guzma into red. Are you kidding me? Doesn't get much doesn't get much better than that. I guess. Okay. I think we lose now. I guess technically we don't, but it's pretty likely that we do. All right. We're forced to go into Zera here because we don't know our top deck. Our top deck is Cyrus, though. Our top deck is Cyrus, which is crazy. Okay, so he can't KO us regardless next turn. So what we can do is... Because we have Cyrus, right? So what we could do is hope for us to draw into either Research or... Elemental Switch. I think we always KO the Raikou here. And then we're banking on the Pikachu KO. We need second E-cord. Is what we need. If he didn't have the red, this game would have been so free, it would have been unreal. But he just happened to have it. You just happen to have it. You know, what are you going to do? What can you do? We have no Mars either, so Oh, he's got Arceus. I wonder if he just is going to have double E-switch. Okay, so we probably lose next turn. Oh, he does just have it. Okay. He had everything he needed to? Are you kidding me? The man just had every card. He had every card this game. He happened to have every card. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you here. He had every card the whole game. He had Leaf, he had Red, he had Guzma, he had literally every card he could have possibly needed here. Oh, he passed. Okay. That's interesting. We still lose, though, because we top decked Red and not E-Switch. Feels great. Bro, what is going on? Wow, how is this man so lucky? He's got 8 cards in deck. How did he end up with every card he ever needed? And none of our Pokemon can survive an attack from Arceus that turn. Our next turn. We have no way to gust him or anything. We just lose. Just lose to the Arceus in the active here. We'll try to bait him again. Let's see. We're really losing to not having the second elemental switch. To be fair, we lost to Guzma as well. But yeah, okay. We just lose to the world's luckiest Raikou player in the world, I guess. All right. People aren't getting baited either. Yo, Holy with a subscribe, dude. What's up, Holy Orange? Appreciate that, man. Listen, we got high rolled that game. Our opponent had every card ever in the history of cards that he could possibly need. Not only did he red card away the 1 E-switch in our hand to attack turn 2, which we happened to top deck, but the man also then Guzman off the E-cord and then proceeded to red us the following turn to get the KO, and then proceeded to top deck basic Pokemon and Arceus and E-switch. Hello? Like, what? I don't know what we're supposed to do there other than just lose, I guess. It's crazy. Some people have all of the luck, I swear. Holy Orange 17, man. Thank you so much for the sub. We're almost at 10 subs on Twitch, guys. Brand new to the Twitch. Our second ever Twitch stream, so definitely appreciate that. Okay, we're playing a dark type deck. We're going second. I'm going to lead Raikou, although Tapu Koko could be better about. The win-loss for tonight, I think we're like 50-50 or we're +1. I kind of forget. I don't actually remember. We are playing Guzzlord. Okay. The Celesteela here is kind of our win condition, the fact that he led with it, so we don't hate that. Also, going second's really good into Guzzlord. Not a good matchup. We know he plays Guzma, I think, and Rocky Helmets and stuff. Okay, so he does get the Guzzlord down, but he can attach this turn. Tapu Koko would have been actually better to lead than Raikou, but drawing the cards does still matter, you know what I mean? The card draws stuff definitely still important, for sure. Definitely still important. He's weak to lightning, right? So, but he's got 120, so it's a bit of a stretch. The second E-cord is hilarious. Okay. We got to draw all of our Pokemon. There's Pikachu himself. There's Zeraora. Really good stuff. Really, really, really good stuff. No E-switch yet, but we're going to ride out with Raikou in the active. Him going first is really what's going to open up our ability to potentially win this game. And the second E-cord in hand as well to bait out the Guzma. Ooh, and the red. That's crazy. That's crazy. We have red too. Okay. We're cooking. We're actually kind of cooking right now. Yeah, he's probably going to just feed us the active Guzzlord, and he's probably just going to... Yeah, he's just going to attach to the bench Guzzlord, which is fine. Totally fine. We got to play this a little bit right. But him having all of his Pokemon on board is a little bit lucky for him. Yeah, Rocky Helmet is fine. It actually kind of matters, right? But it's all right. It's all good. We can always just go into Zeraora too if we had to, but I think it's still like I think we just are going to be ahead enough, and I think Pikachu's going to win the game for us. I don't know. We'll have to see. But we have red in hand, which opens up a whole other can of worms, right? Second research is nice. The Repel is so big. The Repel is like the greatest card we could have possibly drawn there. Discharge Peak in red. Well, we need to take 2 KOs, right? So that's what we have to focus on for right now. Just gonna bench this Coco. Yo, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Let's go. All right. Yeah, we're gonna hit here, and I think we just target the Celesteela, possibly to KO it later. We have Cord as well. If we just draw into the Cyrus is crazy, actually. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so he's gonna discard our energies. That's fine. And he's gonna heal. This is all Guzzlord stuff that we can expect. No elemental switch in our hand is nuts that we don't have a single one right now. A KO on Pikachu would be huge if we could just get that KO off right now. If he discards 2 here, that's very unfortunate. Okay, we got lucky. We got lucky, for sure. Still, no. Okay. What do we actually want to do here? That's the question, right? It's an interesting dilemma. Very interesting dilemma. If we bring up the Celesteela, we hit it for 80, which will leave it at 30, which doesn't really help us, actually, now that I think about it. So I think we still just hit the active Guzzlord. We have a Mars left in our deck, too. We're just going to do this. We're really just hoping that he doesn't get like a double energy discard, basically. Because if he does that and then KOs, then we just lose because we don't have the energies on Pikachu. So if he keeps discarding energies, then we just lose. No way around that. Another potion comes down. That's fine. Still fine. Okay, let's see what he discards here. It's all comes down to the coin flips, honestly. Tails. Okay, massive. All right. All right, good. We should get some elemental switches here. Yeah, there's one. All good. So we'll attach this one to... Where do we want to attach to? And do we want to play Cyrus? Because we have another Cyrus in the deck. So we could hit this thing for 80. But I think we attack the active once more. Because he split the energies, right? Which opens up a whole other can of worms. It allows us to do a lot of stuff. And I don't think we play Cyrus yet, but I don't want to get Mars. And I know we're probably going to get Mars. I just know that's going to happen. I just know that's going to happen. Got 8 cards in deck. I don't think we can afford to really play any of these cards. We could play red this turn, but we kind of wanted to hold that possibly for the one at KO on the Guzzlord, you know what I mean? Like, that was kind of my hope. But no, you're right. This is better. This is better. If we play red now, because he plays more healing, I guess, is the only sketchy part about this. And I think now we target the Guzzlord. What's up, Get Wrecked? Yo, yeah, I am the chill TCG guy. That is me. From the future. That's right. What's up, Get Wrecked? Okay, so he goes double now. But we do have a Cyrus play for the following turn. A Mars would just be really tough, quite frankly. So he just goes into Celesteela. Oh, he concedes. Yeah, okay. All right, good. We got lucky on the coin flip there and some other stuff as well. All good. All good stuff. We had a lot of different options there, so that game felt pretty good in general. Got a little lucky for sure going second, and then missing that coin flip was pretty big. Pretty big. 2 Grind Cores, only 1 energy discard with Will is definitely fortunate for sure. That's not a good matchup for us whatsoever. Because if he gets lucky on heads, we just can't win, right? Because we're not conserving any energies with Electrical Cord, and we're not really dealing enough damage. You know what I mean? That's a very easy to lose matchup. It's a very easy to lose matchup. All right, going first yet again. Oh, man. Oh, man. Tapu Koko leads fine, I guess, going first. Probably playing a lightning deck, probably Orc Warrior or something. Yeah, good coin flip luck is really what Guzzlord comes down to, honestly. Doesn't really matter what deck you're playing. If your opponent flips a bunch of heads with Guzzlord, you're probably not doing very well. Our opponent leads Tapu Koko, which is crazy. He's going to be able to get that first attack off, which I don't love. Yo, hey, Echav with the sub, man. Thank you so much. Subbed at tier 1 for 3 months in advance. What does that even mean? That's crazy. How can you sub for 3 months in advance? That's incredible, bro. Thank you so much. I'm just going to bench the Pikachu. Yo, what's up? It's Core. Let's run a TOA 500 info, dude. Let's do it. I'm so down, bro. Where did that come from, dude? Are you one of my friends on RuneScape? Like, what even? Oh, he just hit us? Okay, never mind. We probably shouldn't have benched there. We got hit with the repel. That's pretty saucy. Pre-ordered subs, man. That's nuts. It's Corn with the craziest comment. Dude, where did that comment come from? With the randomest OSRS comment. Crazy. That's how much I owe you for watching your content. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I do. I appreciate that. Very, very much. Get repelled yourself, brother. Okay. We lose to the repel, quite frankly. Yeah, the RuneScape mention. OSR stream when? Dude, I don't know. Probably never. I'll be honest. Probably never. I haven't played RuneScape in a while, but I definitely have played a lot of OSRS in the past. That's for sure. I never encountered this many lightning decks. Yeah, you're welcome for that, I guess. My horse name was Crusader. That's sick. Currently in Great Ball 3 on the 12 win streak with Entei EX and Incineroar EX. Ooh, that's a cool deck. Yeah, we're probably just going to lose here. Our only hope is to draw an E-Cord, quite honestly. But it's possible. Well, it's possible, but it's not doable, unfortunately. Yeah, the Zeraora came a little bit too late. We just lose this game, unfortunately. We lose the game, unfortunately. We lost to benching the Pikachu and getting repelled, which is pretty funny. But hey, that's how strong of a card Repel is. We also went first, leading Coco into a Coco. It's not winnable. Like, it was never really winnable. We're down 3 energies, which feels great. Okay, theoretically speaking, is this winnable? Theoretically speaking, no. I don't think this is winnable whatsoever. Our opponent just got us too good early in the game. No Zeraora, no nothing. We just lose. Playing around Repel sucks because of Mara's red card. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But there's nothing we can really do facing down a Tapu Koko going second other than, set up a bench Pokemon. But when he also has Repel and we only have one other bench Pokemon, like, it just doesn't go very well. If we had a second red, then maybe this game would be doable. But unfortunately, it's just not happening. Yeah, going first into Ori without drawing Zera is pretty much a losing scenario. Going first, I guess, definitely into a Tapu Koko. Yo, thanks for the sub, Aloe Vera. Thank you. Yeah. This was cooked, like, from the very start. It's actually technically winnable now, which is pretty unique. I know, I think because of our other Coco... is this winnable? No, I don't think it is. Yeah, definitely not. All right, we got absolutely rolled early game by going first into a Coco with Repel. I don't think there's any world where we win this game other than having Zeros early. It's just not possible. Like, it's genuinely not... We're just behind too much. You know what I mean? Maybe without the Repel it would have been possible, but... Yeah. We could have just let the Pikachu go down, but even then... It's just not. It's not looking good. You got to take those L's sometimes. You just got to take them. You got to take them with respect to your opponent. Tapu Koko is so good going second. It's one of the best cards in the game going second. That's why we play 2 of them. How come we're not running 2 Repel? I think we're playing... What is it? I think we're playing a Mars in a red instead of double Repel. There's definitely... Like, you could make the case to just cut Mars from your deck and play 2 Repel. I would feel totally confident about that. I think that it's probably good enough to justify doing. Going first means we lead Zeraora. We could... Well, do we want to bank on us drawing an Elemental Switch, I guess, is the question, right? We're playing a Lightning deck, though, so it could be Oricorio. I'm just going to lead Zera. But yeah, you could definitely justify 2 Repel on the lead, or in the deck, definitely. Repel is just a super strong card. Most people play 1. Okay, we ended up top decking the E-Switch as well, which is funny. Repel twice. Our hand is kind of crazy. This should be a Zeraora. No, it's not. Okay. I don't know why I said should. I guess it really just came down to the math. We're just going to bench all our Pokemon here because we have Elemental Switch in hand. Actually, we're going to hold the one bench spot in case he's playing like Oricorios and he puts 2 of them down. But yeah. Let's do it. Turbo Arceus lead. He does go second, though. And he does get the 0 aura down. Okay. Without E-Cord, we're probably cooked here. Because he probably has E-Switch. Meaning he's just going to KO us next turn. Alright. 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 No Elemental Cord means we probably lose. So I think we have to Repel so that we don't get KO'd next turn by Arceus. So we have to do it like this, which, you know, doesn't feel great. We could just retreat into Raikou to start drawing cards. There's a case to be made. There's definitely a case to be made. I know he has E-Switch in hand. I know he does, because the 0 aura Arceus going second lead, he was very confident in that. Yeah, he's going to go into Zera. There's literally like there's a part of me that does want to just go into Raikou to draw the extra card, which is crazy, but we could retreat, attach Raikou. We'll just do it like next turn, I think. We'll just attack. The tankiness, Arceus is going to KO because we're at 130 anyway. That's the strength of Arceus into other lightning decks, is that it's a very inconsistent card, but it can't hit for 130. Very likely that he would draw into another basic Pokemon. Yeah, he had Research in hand. So, unless he also has X-Speed and E-Switch, which is very likely that he does. So the E-Cord comes down. Yeah, and there's Oricorio. Yeah, okay. All right. And he attaches active, so he's just going to attack. That's fine. All good. Man, no E-Cord is rough. So we have to try to chain 0 auras together. We could go into Raikou here. We could go into Raikou to try to draw, but we don't have an E-Cord, so going into Raikou just doesn't help us at all. And we want to kind of Mars him down. So I'm just going to chain together 0 auras and hope that we draw into an E-Cord, and then we'll bench Pikachu after this. It's really all it comes down to. Like, he's going to be able to go into Arceus here and hit, but like I said, we don't have E-Cord, so we kind of have to just draw into one, or else we're kind of cooked. Quick decision to put down Zeras. You prefer to lose 1 point twice? Yeah, that's the game plan because we don't have E-Cord, so we have to stall basically. He silvers away our Mars. Rather build up an EX. We can't build up an EX because it's just gonna get 1-hit KO'd. So the only EX that's worth building up right now is Pikachu, so that we can 1-hit KO the Arceus. That's literally it. The only thing worth only thing worth setting up. And then, you know, we can go from there. But without an E-Cord, we lose. Yeah, okay. I think we just lose regardless now, unless somehow he doesn't have another basic Pokemon, which we know he will. And he just silvered away our Mars, so we can't Mars him to 2 and hope he doesn't have a basic. So no E-Cord, and getting Mars silvered away means basically GG, I would say. If we stay and we get KO'd, and then we go down to 0 energies. So I think we're cooked regardless. I think we lose just because he has E-Cord and we don't. I don't think there's any way around this, unfortunately. There's no way around it. We can maybe just go into Pikachu and hope that he doesn't, I guess. But then he's just going to hit with Oricorio. We just lose because we don't have E-Cord, quite honestly. No, nothing else we can do in that game. Because we know he's going to have a basic. We can't Mars him down. We just don't have E-Cord, you know what I mean? In this head-to-head, it's literally unbeatable. It's an unwinnable game unless we have our electrical cord, unfortunately. Nothing we can do. Nothing we can do about it. All right. It is what it is. A couple of unlucky games. We'll get right back into it. We're getting back in. Arceus is really good into our deck, but in general, Arceus, I think, is kind of worse in the Lightning decks for everything other than playing other Lightning decks. And, you know, there's a lot of Lightning in the metagame right now, right, on the ranked ladder. So, you know, maybe it makes sense to play Arceus in your deck, but, like, theoretically speaking, like, going first and leading Arceus means you just lose the game. Like, he went second and got Zeraora and led Arceus, you know what I mean? Which is, like, not a bad lead, all things considered. We're playing a fighting deck, but we are going second, so, and we have E-Cord, so, chilling. I don't even mind at this point. I don't even mind. Do you think the new Mega set will have a Megas from ZA? I don't know if it will. Probably not. Well, it depends. If it comes out late October, then it could, possibly. But I think Mega Pokemon are going to be a staple moving forward, so I think there's opportunity for them to just, you know, sneak in different, you know, Megas throughout different sets. Like a Mega Charizard set is going to go nuts. You know, it's just going to be kind of one of those games here. Going second, Tapu Koko into Silvally is really, really good. We'll Cord. Pokeball, we'll research. Rampardos goes to 100 after it KOs. It's a little bit awkward. Kind of forces us to bench Pikachu, honestly. The red and the Cyrus. No repel. I'm just going to bench Pikachu. And Zeraora. And I think that'll be enough for this game. We'll hit for 20, and then we'll hit for 90. That's enough to KO Silvally, unless he Giant Capes. Now, if he goes into Rampardos, then, yeah. Then that's, you know, for sure tough. We don't have any Elemental Switch, but we do have E-Cord and double energy battery Zeraoras. The Mega Victory Bell's crazy. I love the Mega Victory Bell. What are the odds? Mega is the next set in a couple weeks. You know, it wasn't supposed to be. But there's actually a decent chance that they do that, if that makes sense. Like, there's actually a decent chance. Oh, he actually capes the Rampardos. Okay. Hopefully we don't get Guzman here. He flips Tails, which is massive. Okay. So there's a couple of things here. It's actually really bad. This is actually really, really bad for us, because if we attach to Pikachu here, we basically have to top deck an Elemental Switch. Like, all right, here's what's going on here. Hold on, I'll read the chat in a sec. If we attach to Tapu Koko, we can KO the active, but then we get Revenge KO'd by Rampardos, and he goes down to 120, right? Meaning that if he KOs Tapu Koko, then we can guarantee 2 energies on Pikachu the following turn, but that's not enough to Revenge KO the Rampardos. And if we don't attach the energies to Tapu Koko and we don't KO the type Null, he could Giovanni Silvally KO and KO our Tapu Koko, in which case we lose the game. So we're in a really awkward position now where we either have to bet on drawing into an Elemental Switch or hoping he doesn't have Giovanni in hand, and I'm pretty sure this deck plays at least 1 or 2 Giovanni. So we have to make the decision on which is more likely. He's got 9 cards in the deck, we have 10 cards in the deck, 2 Elemental Switch, 1 Professor's Research. He probably plays 1 Giovanni in the deck list. I feel like we have to attach Pikachu here. We have to bank on him not having Silvally and Giovanni in hand. That's what we have to bank on. There's no other way to play it, because he got Rampardos out this turn, and we don't have any Elemental Switch. So we can't attach to Koko because there's no guarantee that we'll be able to Revenge KO. So if we get KO this turn, we lose. It's just how it goes. Gladion. Okay, perfect. All right, we're safe. Double Zeraora energy batteries, but unfortunately we just don't have the Elemental Switch to make it work. We got very lucky there because he can only hit for 100, so yeah. We got very, very lucky. I'm going to hold the Mars. There's a case to be made to Mars this turn, but we'll Mars the turn after because he didn't bench anything this turn, right? We'll play the red just to burn it in case we get Marsed. But now we can Revenge KO the Rampardos, which is good. Did I ever play Hearthstone? I used to be a high Hearthstone ranked player. Found this game very fun, hoping TCG Pocket get more complicated in the future. Yeah, I love Hearthstone, actually. I really do. I think Pokemon Pocket should learn a lot from Hearthstone. I think that they should implement a lot of things like the tavern brawls, like the draft battles. That would be super fun in Pokemon Pocket, like a draft a draft game mode, like weekly challenge modes, like just PvE content in general. There's a lot of potential for Pokemon Pocket, but in general, I would say that Hearthstone definitely does that aspect really well. And I think Hearthstone really takes advantage of it being a digital card game, and I think Pokemon Pocket could learn from that a lot. And I think that they should do that moving forward. They should try to separate themselves from the official card game by utilizing the fact that it's a digital-only card game. So I think they should take a lot of pages out of Hearthstone's book, personally. Nice haircut. Thank you, man. Co-Rogue. On Pokeball 4, what 1 to 2 decks should I play to get to Master for the first time? I would say Suicune is your #1 choice right now. And your #2 choice should probably be Giratina Darkrai. Those would be my top 2, quite honestly. So, yeah. You could play Guzzlord. I think that's pretty safe bet. You could play Turbo Flareon, another safe bet. There's Turbo Dark Arceus. There's the Lightning decks, which, are less of a guarantee. They're my preference, but going first, leading Zera into probably Sylveon, which means we probably lose. Thank you, Rogue, for the follow. Thank you. Appreciate that. Haven't they already taken a page? So much of Hearthstone is done, short of including Pokemon Cries, which would be sick. They should do that. Yeah, they've definitely taken a lot out of Hearthstone's book. I mean, that's probably a big reason why this game exists, right? But I think they should continue to do that. They should just copy Hearthstone and make it Pokemon Hearthstone. I think that would be probably a good move from their part. Double E-Switch, Zeraora lead. Electrical Cord is interesting, actually. I'm going to bench these both. No Repel, which is a little scary, but we can E-Cord pretty safely. We're going to get hit by this Eevee next turn, but it is what it is. Wait, I'm a Hearthstone main? Let's go, K-Rogue. KO Rogue. What's my hope for next set? I got Ninja and Cyrus Fatigue. I hope that they just completely... honestly, my hope is that they just go into B1 next set. I really... that's my actual hope. I hope they just abandon everything and they go straight into B1 next set. That would be actually pretty ideal. We have to do this, which doesn't feel great. I'm going to Mars him preemptively. We're going to get KO next turn. We're not going to... Actually, we can. Yeah, we can attack next turn with Coco, which is pretty cool. So maybe it works out for us. It doesn't have official PC support like Hearthstone, which I find odd. Yeah, that's for sure. But I think it's tough for them because like their PC digital client is like Pokemon TCG Live. You know what I mean? Like there is a different game. That's the spot that puts Pokemon Pocket into a really weird... That's the thing that puts it into a weird position, is that there's another Pokemon digital card game that is specifically for PC, but also on mobile. You know what I mean? Pocket's in a weird... more of a weird situation. He splits the energies, which is crazy. It's crazy that he just split those energies there. Absolutely insane. He also giant capes too, which is just in general more craziness. I'm going to do it. I'm going to retreat. Just because I have a second Zera and a second E-Cord, I am going to retreat. There's no other world where I would do this other than if I had 2 of each of those cards, so I'm just going to do it. I really loved watching Hearthstone tournaments, and they made it so easy to stream. Yeah, and that's the other thing about Pokemon Pocket is, like, it's hard to support the game when, like I said, it's, like, also conflicting with another game that they have. You know what I mean? Like, it is just sort of weird in that sense. Like, there's just the official Pokemon card game, so it's, like, there's a lot of things you really can't do because there's just another game that, like, they also want people to play. You know what I mean? The Repel here is nuts. Do we play this Repel, I wonder? Do we play this Repel? What does playing this Repel do for us, if anything? Does it do anything for us? I'm just going to play it. It's going to be useless after now, so I might as well just play it anyway, even if it doesn't matter. Maybe Dina is just trying to rely on end users being workarounds. Saves on development cost. Yeah, I think PTCG Live has probably gained a lot of players due to Pocket. Yeah, definitely. Which is all kind of according to plan. I think that, you know, Pokemon Pocket has made a bunch of money. It's already a success. Like, even if the game completely dies out, the game has been successful. You you know, and there's really nothing, like, there's nothing holding it back in that sense. But in the same vein, I wonder if he's going to heal. He has to heal the active. Okay, so I guess we could just go into Pikachu here and KO and hope it works. It's a little bit sketchy. Yeah, it's interesting because Pokemon Pocket, I think, is meant to get people just into Pokemon cards in general. They want people buying the cards. But it's also a way for them to capitalize on making the money. Oh, he does have EV Bag. Okay, that's tough. All right, I was hoping he wouldn't have EV Bag, but it's okay. So if we go into Pikachu and KO here, like, where does that put us? Does it put us in a... Theoretically, it opens up the ability to win the game with, like, a Cyrus, I guess, at some point. Do we KO with Pikachu, though? Do we KO with Pikachu? I feel like we have to, no? We have to. There's no guarantee that he's got, like, anything in hand, and Cyrus will be a win condition later on, right? So I think we always just take the KO this turn. I hope they cook with the update at the end of the year. Yeah, me too. I hope the update is just megas. I hope it's B1. Yeah, you conceded. All right, GG. That's a huge win against Espeon, by the way. I don't know if you guys were watching that. That was a massive, massive win. Massive win. Massive win. Yo, thanks, Def. Thank you for the haircut. Thank you. Thanks for that. Hair's very short. I like it short, but my wife likes my hair longer, so it's always a kind of conflicting issue, you know what I mean? It's always like a I don't know what to do type deal. That's why I get my haircut like once every 6 months. How many points do I typically need for top 10,000? I think it's around 2,000 points, 2,100. Depends. This season, probably less people are playing, so it's probably less than normal. Honestly. We're doing good. We're climbing a little bit. It's been pretty 50-50 tonight, but if we go on a nice win streak, then, you know, we're in a good spot. But not a lot of Suicunes, quite frankly. I mean, we did throw one game against a Suicune, but yeah. I love my hair super short for simple styling and less frequent cutting. Yeah. Hey, you know, I don't know. Like, I kind of just do whatever I think my wife likes. You know what I mean? I'm very much subscribed to that happy wife, happy life type mentality. Leading Zera going second is bad, but we do have a Pokeball, we do have E-Cord and E-Switch, so we might be able to get an attack off with something else this turn. Thank you for the follow, Ben Thor. Thank you. I've been saying thank you all night. It's probably annoying to you guys. I'll stop saying it. I like it short, and the women I date always prefer I keep it longer. Yeah, I think it's just a thing with, like, the world right now, right? Is, like, people... I don't know. I feel like a lot of women probably prefer just longer hair. It's just sort of like the style, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. We can't attack this turn, which is what's annoying. But anyway, we'll just attach to Coco. I'd rather go into Coco next turn. Or I'd rather just get the energy on Coco for now. Thank you for saying thank you. You're welcome. What is the highest position you ended up across all of the seasons, roughly? I was top 1,000, I think, once. Maybe not. I haven't typically been able to play enough to be like super high rank, although I want that to change for sure. I have made the declaration that next season I am actually going to grind, and I'm going to try to hit like as high of a rank as I can, which is a little bit of a sketchy thing to do, but yeah, that's the plan. Okay. I think that we go into Raikou here just so we can draw cards. I think it's better to get the bench damage here. Or do we go into Coco to force the KO on a... No, we got to go into Raikou, right? Or do we just stand? I want to go into Raikou because I want to draw the cards here. And I want to get the damage off onto the Darkrai. We're burning a lot of resources doing this, but I think it's okay. I'm going to hold off on the E-Cord for now. I'm just going to play red and just hit him for 80. We will be here for the grind. Yo, thank you. Do I have a favorite Pokemon Pocket set? It's tough to say. I liked A3. I did. I liked A4a. I liked the Eevee set for sure. Mythical Island always was my favorite set, but from a competitive standpoint, it's like by far the worst of them. But it's definitely my favorite set. I would love to draw Cyrus. What's been my favorite all-time meta deck in Pokemon Pocket? Probably Buzzwole. Like, Buzzwole when it came out was super fun to play. Or that Charizard Sylveon deck. That was one of my favorite ranked battles decks because it was so simple. And it just did the same thing every game. I really liked the Charizard ranked meta. I had fun with it. But this Raikou deck is also really fun. Okay, the potion comes out on Giratina. Potion comes out on Giratina. And he heals. Okay, all right. That's fine, I guess. Man, what do we want to do here? What do we want to do? We actually top deck the Elemental Switch, which is crazy, isn't it? We'll cord this turn. No Pikachu, which means I think we're probably going to lose. If I'm being honest with you. And no Mars means we probably lose as well. So I think we probably just lose the game, honestly. We'll hit like this. But yeah, he's got Rocky Helmet on the Giratina, you know what I mean? So like if we hit, we go down to 110, and then Darkrai can KO with like red. Oh, we do draw the Mars, so that's something. But if we get Guzman, we lose. Technically not, but for all intents and purposes, yes. He leaves. He plays Leaf. Okay, so now we need a Cyrus to win. That's tough, right? That obviously doesn't feel good. Okay, he forces us to have Cyrus. What a weird play. What a weird play. I mean, it's a fine play, but a weird play. We'll see if we top deck Cyrus. We've drawn 0 researches yet, so we only have 9 cards in deck. It's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, that's what this comes down to. That is what this comes down to. Do we have the Cyrus? Nope. We do not, and we just get KO'd by everything. Everything gets KO'd. Oh, we have Repel, though. That's crazy. I forgot Repel exists. That's huge, but we can't Mars him, so hopefully he doesn't have red in hand. That's kind of what we're banking on at this point, right? No Pikachu either is, like, horrible. And we already played red. All right. He either has it or he doesn't, right? He either has it or he doesn't. How many cards does he have in deck? He's got 11 cards in deck. Does he have red in hand, guys? Do we really think he's got red in hand? Well, if he has Cyrus, we also lose. We lose to Cyrus and or red. Let's see. Just hit 2,000 points in rank because you happen to talk about Silvally Zeradak. Yo, you're welcome, man. Thank you. Maybe my brain is small, but it's working super well. Yeah, he's got the Cyrus. All right. It was tough. It was tough. If we had just drawn our researches earlier in the game, we could have played the Mars that turn, but we were forced to just play the research to draw into something. We could have Marsed him, but yeah, we lost without Repel or anything there. Nothing we can do. He just had the card he needed to. We didn't. It's literally what it comes down to. Man had 11 cards in deck, though. He probably plays 1 Cyrus, so hey. GG to him. Giratina Darkrai is a tough matchup for sure. It's a bit awkward, like we didn't have Cyrus there, you know what I mean? Like, it just comes down to that. It comes down to, like, do they have the one card they need to win the game? You know what I mean? Like, if he doesn't draw Rocky Helmet earlier in the game, it's not an issue. If he doesn't have Cyrus in hand that turn, it's not really an issue. It just, you know, it's what Giratina Darkrai is all about. Do they have the card they need or not? Thoughts on Poliwrath? I like Poliwrath. I think it's just worse than Dragonite, so play Dragonite. That's my that's my opinions. Going second feels bad. I guess we'll just lead Zera. People sleeping on Victory Bell with all this basic Pokemons? Yo, Victory Bell is spicy. Victory Bell is spicy. Our opponent leads Raikou, but he goes first. So let's see if he gets the Zera stuff down. What's up, Demigod? Good evening. Good evening. He Pokeballs. Does he get the Zeraora? Does he get it? We have E-Cord in hand. He does get it. Okay, he just snipes the Zeraora. Oh, and we get red carded. Even better. Well, this is going to be one of those games again, right? Where we just play the mirror and we get absolutely walled. Anyway. Let's see. We can assume that he also has E-Switch in hand, which, you know, feels great. No E-Cord either. So. We'll bench the Piga. We'll do it. We'll do it to him. Of all the games to go second, we just lead Zeraora. You know, it's not great. No E-Cord either. We had E-Cord in hand. We probably should have just attached it. But actually, we couldn't have because this is our first turn. Okay, yeah. All right. All right. All right, we're -6 card advantage after our first turn. Feels great. Oh, he's playing Oricorio as well. Go Suicune. I do not want to play Suicune with all these lightning decks we're playing. Yeah, he of course has the Zero Aura turn 1 going first. Raikou lead into Elemental Switch. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? Why would he not? Why would he not have such a thing available to him? It's, you know, it's the way of life, I guess. Second E-Switch is crazy. We're going to do this. We have to retreat. Go into our friend Tapu Koko. Maybe we draw into red. It's a possibility. Possibility of that happening. It's not a high possibility, but it is a possibility. Oh, I meant go Raikou, my bad. We're playing Raikou, brother. We're playing Raikou. We just don't have it. And he just has the Cyrus. Okay, all right. Actually, it's not even that big of a deal. And I know he has one Oricorio down, but I don't even care that much about it. He Giant Capes the active. Okay. 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 We probably just lose here to him having the cards he needs. I'm trying to think. We can KO his Raikou this turn and Mars him, which puts us in a fine spot, I guess. Not a great spot. We're literally behind 7 cards. We're 7 cards behind. 6, rather. Or, sorry, 8, rather. Yeah, we have to just KO this turn and Mars him to 2. It's literally the only play. Not having Raikou meaning we can't target the bench means we have to just draw into Repel, which stinks, but yeah. This is literally our only play. What would you say is the best fighting deck right now? Do you think it could beat Raikou decks consistently? Probably, I don't know. Consistently is a tough term. Like, what do you mean consistently, right? Probably just Silvally Rampardos is probably your best option, I would say. You know, Donphan Rampardos is probably a similar type of fact, but yeah, you know, that's kind of just where we're at. All right, we have to survive for a while and play off the top deck, which doesn't feel great, but tis our only chance. If we draw into a Zero Aura, we actually kind of cook our opponent here a little bit. But if he has a second Cyrus, then we lose as well. He also has only 7 cards in deck, so we will see. Here comes the red, no Repel, but we can Pokeball potentially into something. Into a second Tapu Koko is not what we wanted at all. Him benching the double like basics and getting Arceus down is crazy. I don't know if you guys just witnessed that, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. We'll go into Koko and hit. If he plays a second Cyrus, we lose. If we don't have our Zero Aura, we lose. So, oh, he Marses us. I actually don't mind that. I do kind of, but I don't hate it. Okay, yeah, no, I do hate it. Yeah, we're gonna just lose because, you know, unless we draw to Repel or something here, like, we just can't win. So it's tough. Yeah, that's not a useful card, unfortunately. We're gonna lose to this one Oricorio because he Cyrused up our only Zero Aura, and we just don't have a Repel. The more I play this deck, the more I do want to play 2 Repel for these specific reasons. Got to counter the counter. Yeah, I hear you. There's a lot of lightning decks playing Oricorio. Oh, yeah, there you go. You just, you know, he'll just draw into the second Cyrus. Cool. All right, we're getting pretty unlucky. I do kind of want to add the second Repel to our deck list, but the issue with our deck is that we're not playing Oricorio, because Oricorio is objectively a worse card into basically the entire metagame right now. But, you know, people are playing this Zero Aura, Raikou, Arceus, Oricorio stuff, which is interesting. Definitely. But hey, what are we going to do? What are you going to do? We'll continue on. The meta right now is very heavily dominated by these lightning decks, which, you know, our lightning deck isn't really built for, like, the lightning mirror matchup. You know what I mean? This is not what our deck is built for. We're playing all these lightning decks with Oricorio and Arceus, which is, like, the last thing we want to run into. You know what I mean? We're built to beat the non-other lightning decks. We're built to beat the Suicune decks, but it's just not what people are playing. We go first, yet again, into another Espeon. This is crazy. Leading Pikachu going first into Espeon is absolutely insane. 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 I do not feel great about our viability into all of these decks that we're facing right now. Definitely don't feel great about it. Our hand is horrible too. This deck's been up and down for me in the rank ladder. It's a counter meta deck. If everyone's playing decks that are also countered to the counter meta, then yeah, we're not going to do very well. We've hit Espeon like 3 times. We've hit like 2 Suicunes this entire night, so it's not looking great. It's really not looking great for us. How can I climb with Espeon? I have the core, etc., but I can't get past Ultra Ball 2. It's tough. You're probably hitting a lot of Suicunes with Espeon, which, you know, is just a rough time in general, I would say. We're kind of forced to just attach to the active and then play the Mars. Feels great. But, I mean, how many times have we gone first and then not had Zeraora tonight? You know what I mean? I just feel like it's happened quite a bit. Maybe we get lucky there off that Mars. There's definitely a possibility, but it's very unlikely. He plays like 5 evolution Pokemon. Nope. That's a second research that we marsed him into, I guess. How many times can you counter before counters counter you? I know. That's where we're at. You hate the Espeon deck? I love Espeon. I think it's a great deck. The difference with like the ranked ladder as opposed to like tournament play is like, you know, a lot of people are playing stuff that's not like the meta or like the top meta. You know what I mean? He evolves into the baby Sylveon. That's a crazy play. That's an absolutely insane play from our opponent. Kind of makes me want to just retreat and hit with Coco instead of stay in. So I'm actually just going to do that. It's fun to play. Yeah, it's easy to play. You can get bored with it for sure. It's a very linear deck in its approach. Very, very linear. Let's see if he has Eevee Bag in hand. That would feel bad, of course. That obviously would not feel good. But we're going first Pikachu lead into Espeon. Like, are we really going to win the game? You know what I mean? Like, are we really going to win this? The odds are pretty slim, I'll be honest with you. He top decks the Sylveon EX, so he's going to draw Eevee Bag and heal up, and then we just aren't going to be able to KO. Another Pokeball. A dead Pokeball is crazy. 6 cards in deck already. Digital Pokemon TCG Network. Dark Guzz is my favorite Suicune counter. Yeah, definitely. Guzzlord is a great counter to Suicune. A lot of the dark decks just do well. Yeah, there's the Eevee Bag. We knew it would come out. We knew it would come out. If we wanted to be smart, we would change around our deck, because our deck is very much not built for a lot of the stuff that we're playing, but, you know, what are you going to do, I guess? Are we going to just pivot out again? Would that be pretty funny if we did that? We probably shouldn't, though, right? We probably shouldn't. Yeah, we're going to do it. Why not? We're going to go into our one Pokemon without E-Cord, and we're going to bank. We're going to bank on our opponent not having a second Eevee Bag, which we know he does. We're just shuffling through all our Pokemon right now. He could also just one-hit KO us if he goes double evolution Pokemon, which is also equally likely, because he probably just top decks Sylveon EX, but we're in such a bad spot. We were in such a horrible spot from the beginning of this game. There's just nothing we can do about it. I climbed using Leafeon Buzzwole deck, featured in Pokemon Zone site. Works really well, and it's fun. That's cool. That's very cool. I like a lot of the grass decks. I like how they function. I do. I just think they lack a little bit of hitting power. I just think Suicune is just so strong. But, as we've seen, nobody's playing Suicune on the ladder, so... You know what I mean? Does it really matter that much? He splits energies. Is he just bricking on evolution Pokemon somehow? Are we just getting that lucky? It'd be crazy if we were. We're -5 card advantage right now. The issue, though, is that we have a Pokemon in the active without E-Cord. He is just going to go in and hit, which is crazy, right? What do we top deck? Zeraora is horrible, actually. We don't want that at all. Pikachu is our win con now, which is really funny. What we actually have to do, I think, is retreat into the lower HP Coco because it has... Yeah, I think we have to retreat. I think we have to do that. I literally feel like we have to do that because it has E-Cord attached. And Pikachu's our win condition right now. Am I wrong in saying that? Pikachu's literally our win condition. The only way we can get Pikachu set up is if we have... We literally have to do this. Which is a crazy play. But yeah, we have to hope that we draw into another elemental switch. basically. We're going to KO here and then get KO'd, and then hope that we have another elemental switch. We could have benched the Zero Aura, actually. Might have been smarter, but... Go for the least linear deck and try to hit 260 with Poliwrath EX. You can play with Celesteela, but I find it gets in the way. Yeah, Celesteela is really one of the bigger downsides to Guzzlord, which is kind of interesting if you think about it. He evolves the bench Espeon. Attaches retreat. Okay, this is all fine. Okay. So, without an elemental switch, we just lose. Sadly. We've already played Mars. But we have double research in the deck, too. You got to keep that in mind. Unless he also has Osiris. If he has Osiris, we lose. There's no way around that. If we win this game, it's by an absolute miracle. Because we've been so far behind this entire time. He does, okay, yeah. I mean, that's pretty likely. Oh, he brings up this Tapu Koko, which is crazy. Probably the smarter play, if we're being honest with you. Probably the smarter play. So now we just have no way to get the energies onto Pikachu, which is great. And we don't have enough HP to live anything, which is also great. All right, 4 cards in deck. Maybe he doesn't have his other Eevee bag, research, and another Cyrus. Okay. Okay, I guess. We can't win the game. We literally can't. Why are we playing all these Espeon Lightning Arceus decks? It just is horrible. It feels terrible. There's literally no way to win. Oh, we get red carded, though. I kind of wanted that second research. Cyrus and Repel. Not very useful. Yo! Jody is raiding. Yo, Jody, thank you so much for the raid, brother. Is that on Twitch? Is he raiding on Twitch or is he raiding on YouTube? I don't know. What's up? What's going on? Oh, he did raid on Twitch. That's clutch. That is clutch. What's going on, brother? How you doing? What's up, everybody? Thank you, Jody, for the raid. We are new to Twitch, so probably not a lot of people know that we stream on Twitch, but we just did. We just did it for the first time, so there we go. We're stalling this game, which we inevitably will lose because we have no way to win. But we're having a good time doing it. We're having a good time. There is Elemental Switch. Yeah, it's GG. We were cooked from the beginning. We had literally no hopes of doing anything in that game. Going first, Pikachu lead into Espeon was not great. Even though he kind of bricked, we couldn't do it. There was no way. Thanks, everybody, for coming into the stream. Hope you guys are doing good. Just tell them about your Pika hat. I don't have the Pikachu hat tonight. We're also getting rolled by a bunch of non-Suicune decks on the ladder, which feels kind of bad. It doesn't feel great, I'll be honest. When you play a Lightning deck, you know, when you play a Lightning deck without Arceus and without Oricorio, like, you're going to be in a bit of a tough spot for sure. You know, you're going to be in a tough spot. What's up, Conway Pro? What's going on? Jody said he's not here because he's drunk. Yo, shout out. Shout out to Jody. Absolute legend. Jody kind of inspired me to stream on Twitch, actually. Thank you for the follow, guys. I really appreciate that. We love Jody over here. I fully condone everybody go watch Jody. I love his YouTube content. I watch his streams all the time. I do. He inspired me to stream to Twitch because we typically only stream to YouTube. But since I was going to be doing more streaming, I wanted to stream to Twitch as well. Try to get both in there at the same time. And Twitch is cool too, you know. I didn't have like a Twitch account, so I didn't know like really how that all worked. We have Tapu Koko lead going second to Repel into Suicune Froakie, which I actually quite like, so we'll see where this goes. Repel and double Cyrus in hand is crazy. Okay, so Repel is useless now because he benched the Giratina going first. It's actually his main like win condition now is that Giratina. See if we can deal with it. And he leads research. Okay, he's going on. He's popping off. I actually follow your content on YouTube and had no idea you were on Twitch. I just found out because Jody. Yeah, well, we've been on Twitch for like 2 days, so I don't expect people to really know about it. But yeah, we're trying to stream some more in general, which I'll be streaming more to Twitch as well. We're gonna research here. Hopefully, get some more basic Pokemon. Zero Aura and Mars. I am just going to bench. I'm going to play the Zeraora for sure. No reason to play the Repel yet, because he benched the Giratina. I'd rather just try to get the KO here on the Suicune next turn. He's probably going to Irida, but if he does, he's forced to attach to the active, right? Which puts him in a weird position. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, this is my favorite deck. I like Raikou. We call it Raikoko, is what we call it. Definitely my favorite deck this season for sure. He does attach Suicune, and he does Irida. Okay. So, I mean, respect. Respect to him. Definitely. Man, now we're actually in a bad spot. If he benches, that's 80. He can't actually KO next turn. So him attaching to the active was kind of a weird choice. But, you know, at the same time, we don't have Pikachu. We don't have E-Cord. We're really not set up for victory right now. Yeah, we tried to call his bluff. All right, let's see what we can do here. The second Coco is a little bit suspect. I'm not going to lie. We could Mars him, but I don't really want to. So I think what we do is we just hit him for 90. No E-Cord is bad. But we benched. Why did we bench? That's my bad. I totally forgot. We definitely should not have benched there. Whoops. We can repel, though. If you truly want to climb next season, does that mean you'll play Suicune? Depends. Benching there was a mistake, because now he can KO the active, and we don't have E-Cord, so we're forced to retreat, unfortunately. We're only going down 1 energy, but at least we're setting up for the KO next turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter unless he has another Irida. But I think this is fine. He could play his Cyrus. He could bench and then play Cyrus. Right? He could definitely do that, but then we Mars him to 1. Darktina does the early meta climb. Yeah, Darktina is always a strong choice for sure. So he does have the Pokeball, so he's going to be able to hit for that 120 damage this turn with the Suicune, which means he has to attach to it, and regardless of whether he KOs the active or not, he will, or if he Cyruses and KOs, he will be getting Revenge KO'd, right? So he would be smart to just attach to Giratina and Broken Space Bellow, because we don't have any real counterplay to that. But we'll see if he does. We'll see if he does that. The Giratina is tough to deal with, honestly, because we don't have Pikachu. So, like, the only way to win this game is going to be repelling and KOing the Greninja, but we don't have Raikou, so we can't get the damage onto it. Yeah, without Pikachu and E-Cord, we're just kind of cooked, unfortunately. He hits the active and benches. He's got 100 damage on board. He can hit and then KO with Greninja and then go from there. But then, you know, from there, what does he do? I guess is the question, right? Yeah, he's gonna attach Giratina and Bellow. Okay, I don't know if he's watching my stream, but that was definitely the smart play from our opponent there. Okay, so the Pikachu is here, but we do not. Well, actually, we can still set up. This is a pretty funny play because we have E-Cord in hand. This is tough. Feels bad, actually. So... Okay. We don't have Electrical Cord, which means we lose, unfortunately. If we repel him here, where does he go into, right? He probably goes into Greninja. What is the better play, I wonder? What is the better play? I wonder if we have to force the repel here and attach to Pikachu and not KO the active. Because the odds of us drawing our second elemental switch are very low. And because we don't have an E-Cord, we have both E-Cords with 9 cards in deck, meaning we can't attack with Pikachu next turn while KOing the active, which is really bad. Which is really, really bad. But I think we have to attach Pikachu, or else we just can't do anything. So, we're going to do this. Because he has the second Froakie as well, I also want to Mars him this turn. Which probably sounds a bit crazy, but... What does he go into here? He goes into Giratina. Okay. Now what do we do? I'm going to Mars. Oh, I think we ran out of timer, actually. Why does the Mars counter go down? Why does the turn counter go down while I'm Marsing my opponent? Oh, that's so annoying. Feels bad. Feels bad, man. Yo, thanks for the sub. Cone Office. We Marsed him into Cyrus anyway. LOL. We play the Mars, which is our opponent is shuffling his deck, and then unfortunately, yeah, we our timer gets ticked down while we're Marsing our opponent. For some reason, I thought it was the opposite, but yeah. Okay, so he's gonna KO the Pikachu, and then we lose. Oh, well, to be fair, I think we were losing this game regardless because we didn't have any E-Cord. I don't think we could have won without E-Cord, possibly, to be 100% honest with you. I don't think there was ever a world where we were able to win this game. He also capes the Suicune, which is pretty funny, but yeah. That's where we're at in life. We actually ended up top decking the E-Switch too, which is super funny. Oh well. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right. We're on a little bit of an unlucky streak, but we'll lock back in. It's all good. You know? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. You know? I personally think the timer shouldn't count down for me if I play Mars. That's just my opinion. Because it's my opponent. It's an action that my opponent's doing. He's shuffling his deck and drawing cards. I don't know why that counts for my turn. Yeah, whatever. We waited too long anyway. I'm not going to lie. Oh, well. All right. Now we go second into another probably Suicune deck. Let's see. Let's see if we can actually do something. I'd be interested to know if we have the ability to do anything this game. We threw that. It was funny that we ended up top decking Elemental Switch because that was actually what we needed in order to end up technically winning. What we should have done is attach the active and just rode out with that. But yeah, that's pretty funny. We're not going to bench Zero Aura. Actually, we can. Do we? Yeah, we can. I typically like to bench Zero Aura. I'm not going to lie. So I'm just going to do it. We're just going to do it. That way, if he repels us or whatever, we can still bounce back. Technically, we're giving him extra damage, but he can't attack next turn anyway, so. Let's do it. Let's lock in, folks. Let's see what we can do here. The Giratina comes down. It's always with that turn 1 Giratina. Somehow they always have it at the beginning of the game. No Froakie, though, would be nice if he doesn't get a Froakie down this turn. He does repel us, which is pretty funny that he had it in hand. But we're just going to retreat anyway. It's the risk we take. I think it was still better to possibly not get repelled than bench the Zera and have the extra energy. Not going to lie. Not going to lie to you. I'm going to play... I'm actually not going to play the Research this turn. I'm just going to red him. Because if we get Mars to red carded, I would rather still have 2 Research in the deck. I know we don't have like any other, like an E-Cord or any other basic Pokemon, but, well, there's the E-Cord, but. Hey, Mads, just discovered this gem of a channel. What Silvally deck do you think is stronger, Rampardos or Zera Aura? I mean, I think Rampardos is stronger. Theoretically speaking, like, if, you know, if you're playing a heavy quantity of Suicune, then, you know, Zera Aura is probably the better option, right? Just for that matchup, but, you know, it depends. It depends. I think Rampardos is a plenty fine, strong deck. He does Irida, but he gets KO'd anyway, unless he also has Cape. Irida Cape, turn 2 Suicune. That would be crazy. Nah, all right, he gets KO'd. Okay. We're in a good spot. But yeah, I think they're both good. Zero Aura actually struggled recently, which, you know, never feels great, but is just the case, I guess. We're going to E-Cord here. We're going to play Research. We're kind of falling into the same spot that we did last time. So we have the Elemental Switch. So what we're going to do is bench the Coco. Always attach to Coco here. But we don't have a second cord, which feels bad. So, you know, it comes down to the same deal. If he has, you know, it's the same. This is the same situation that we were in before. Whereas if he goes Rare Candy, Greninja, KO, well, he can't attack with Giratina next turn. So it's a different situation, and we should be in a better position. Theoretically speaking. In my experience, low, mid, Master Ball, Rampardos seems stronger now. I mean, playing Rampardos tonight probably was a smart move considering we've hit basically only Lightning decks for a super long time. Yeah. You know, I mean, you know, it just, I guess, depends on what you're hitting. You never really know. I think the quantity of Suicune on the ladder right now is probably a lot lower than it was, you know, ever before. Just because I think most people right now are trying to counterplay Suicune instead of play it. Whereas in tournaments, like, you know, you're going to hit probably 25%, 20 to 25% meta share for Suicune. You know, that's just sort of how it is. Okay, so the Rare Candy comes out. We do have Cyrus in hand, so... double Rare Candy Greninja is crazy. Absolutely insane. He can't attack us this turn, though, right? So... We have Cyrus if we... Oh, actually, we have... No, we don't. Okay. If we have... I mean, we can just repel and I think be in a pretty safe spot. Because we have double Cyrus. But if we get Mars, then, you know, we're in a bad spot or red carded, which is pretty likely that he would play. The double Greninja is a little bit... I'm a little bit afraid of it. I am. Okay, yeah, we get red carded. Let's see what we get off the red card. Because we have double Cyrus. There's still Repel. There's Mars and E-Switch. And we have Cord on the active, but we know he's going to try to Cyrus around that, right? So, Research is fine. We'll just play this turn. So I think what we have to do is just hit the active. Well, I think we Repel. Because we're going to draw an extra card. We can attach Pikachu to guarantee that setup next turn. So I think we just Repel to avoid getting KO'd. Well, we're going to get KO'd on the active anyway, but yeah, we're just going to Repel. Because it doesn't matter. Unless we get Mars'd again, it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? He still has Cape in his deck probably too, but... Yeah, we'll just do this. We have double Cyrus with 6 cards in deck, and we're about to draw 2 more cards, and we have Elemental Switch. Okay, that's not Cyrus. All right, we have double Cyrus with 5 cards in deck. That's what this game's going to come down to, unfortunately, is if we have the Cyrus. Because we know he has it in hand, and he's going to KO this Pikachu. Oh, no, he plays Irida. Huh. Okay, I guess we got lucky that he doesn't have Cyrus. He can KO the active, but then he loses. Unless he repels us. But even then, we still have Elemental Switch and 2 energies on board. And he can't KO the Zera and KO with Giratina because Zeraora has a lot of HP. Is Espeon good anymore or Flareon better? I think that Flareon is better currently. That is my opinion. If I had the Pikachu hat, I would put it on right now. I would do it. He's not conceding as if I would go into Pikachu without the ability to KO here. He's calling my bluff. Players tonight have not conceded, interestingly enough. We have not seen the concession from our opponents a lot tonight. The bluff has almost worked twice, but it didn't. All right. We actually beat Suicune this time, which is good. We ended up pop-decking the Cyrus anyway, but yeah. Flareon has always had a good matchup, actually, into Suicune. Or into Suicune, but also into Espeon. Like, traditionally in previous seasons, yo, Pika Dunk, let's go. Yo, the Pika Ramen emote is clutch. Perhaps you've experienced the bluff before? Yeah. They probably know all about it, for sure. We've climbed basically none throughout this entire night, but I chalk it up into bad luck, personally. That's how I chalk it up. That's what we're chalking it up to. Definitely not misplaying. Definitely not a bad deck. Just, you know, we're chalking it up into bad luck. That's what we're doing. Going first again, let's see, into a dark deck. But we do lead Zeraora and Repel and E-Cord. Okay, it's Guzzlord. Interestingly enough. Interestingly enough, it is Guzzlord. Okay, E-Cord, because we have 2 of them, I'm just going to put one down. If he doesn't find another basic, we're actually in a pretty good spot. And we could even, like, repel. Well, it really just depends on a lot of things, right? I'm going to bench the Raikou. And I'm going to bench Pikachu. Any good Altaria decks out right now? I mean, Altaria saw a little bit of play early on in the season. It was seeing play, like, somebody played it with, like, Lugia in an early tournament. It did pretty good. But I think most people just kind of played it with like a Silvally, like double turbo deck, but it really isn't that good of a card, honestly. I think it's just probably better to play like Silvally in basically every sense of the word, unfortunately. The Rocky Helmet does come down now. So what's interesting is now we're playing Guzzlord, but he's going second, which means like he's not going to be that turn behind on energy, which puts us in a much worse position, right? The double Rocky Helmet is also crazy. This man's turn was crazy. Oh, but he stays in, huh? He stays in. I'm repelling him. I'm getting damage off on this guy immediately. Just because that's not what he wants, so that's what we're going to do. So now our hope is that he doesn't draw into his second Guzzlord. That's kind of the hope here, and that he doesn't flip a bunch of heads. That's really all we can hope for, I think. And what's interesting is that it's actually more worth it for us to just keep stacking up energies on the active Pokemon, even if... Okay, he has the second Guzzlord. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, the odds of us winning this game are very low. Okay, he also has Will. So if he flips double heads here, we lose the game just outright, which feels great. But you know what? You know, our opponent kind of has it all. There's the heads. Oh, there's the tails. Let's go. Okay. That's what we wanted. That is what we wanted. We just hit. We just hit him. If he's got Guzma too, then yeah, it's completely just GG, you know what I mean? Maybe he also has Lucamine, you know? Maybe he also has Lucamine. The thing is, if he discards energies with Grindcore, then that's also energy that we don't get with Pikachu. So if he does end up discarding again an energy, then we just can't KO next turn, which is really, really bad, quite honestly. He goes double potion, so now we're kind of forced to Pikachu, which, you know, doesn't feel great. This is where the matchup becomes very, very difficult, right? So let's see if he discards any energies. If he flips heads here, we lose. Yeah, GG. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's all of them. All right, we lose. we lose. There's not. We can't. We lose. We have 0 energies now. E-Cord has done nothing for us, unfortunately. This is why the Guzzlord matchup is bad. If anyone was wondering, he probably also has a Lucamine in his hand. He probably also has the Lucamine in his hand. Yeah, we can't win. We gotta concede. Yeah, we gotta concede. We have to. We can't. He discarded 3 energies and 2 attacks, so we lose. That's how the matchup goes. Guzzlord is kind of a hard counter to Electrical Cord. In the fact that we don't have like a lot of high-hitting Pokemon. Average Guzz player. I mean, we're 50-50 on Guzz, I feel like, tonight, so I don't actually feel that bad about it. Our deck list has not been a great choice considering the decks that we faced tonight. I'll just flat out say it. I would have probably rather played something else knowing all of the matchups that we've hit tonight. But I still like Raikou. I do. Going first again. Okay. No E-Switch or Zeraora, so we're just going to lead Coco. We are playing another Lightning deck, which is nice, I guess. Okay, so it's Turbo Arceus, it would seem. He is going second. Tons of new viewers on Twitch. That's nice. Yeah, Jody was very nice enough to raid the stream, which is awesome. I greatly appreciate that from him. How to counter Guzz besides Buzz? It's a good question, I guess. I mean, Dragonite beats Guzzlord, which I know it isn't like a very popular deck. I think Turbo Flareon also does fairly well into it. I mean, you know, it's hard to hard counter Guzzlord, right? Because they're going to discard your energies sometimes. And, like, you're probably just going to lose. So that's kind of how that goes. Our opponent leads Pichu double Zeraora, which is crazy. Yo, thanks for the follow, by the way. But yeah, shout out to all the new viewers. Well, welcome to the stream. Don't forget to follow. Yo, what's up, man? What's up? HK Little Floor? Don't know how to say the name, and I apologize, but what's going on, man? Yo, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're just gonna cord the active, and we'll just start hitting with Tapu Koko. You know, I mean, we're in as good of a position as ever to be doing this. So, are there stats out there on win rate going first for second? There's not. There's not a reliable way of knowing that data. It just doesn't. There's no way to track that data, which is why we don't have really a way of knowing how that data works. But all right, opponent goes into Oricorio now. Does he have E-Switch? Like, will he attack with Oricorio this turn? I wonder. Yeah, he does. Okay. We can get the first attack off on this thing with Zeraora, which is fine. It's HK or Floor. You're a big supporter on YouTube. That's awesome, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. We're going to hold the Cyrus. No reason not to hold on to that for now. We'll just go into Zeraora. Let's see if we actually draw a second Zeraora. That would be pretty cool. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. That's right. We have at least one Zera here, which is fine. I'm going to cord it. Not that he can KO it next turn, but I'm just going to do it. If he plays Guzma, we get cooked, right? And we just have to take that L. But yeah, we'll get this first attack off on his Oricorio, which is good. Going second in Pokemon Pocket is like playing white in chess, always a slight advantage. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's how they understand the game design is. You know what I mean? Okay, so now we're going to Cyrus the Oricorio 100%, and we're going to let their Aura go down. Actually, we have E-Switch. Like, there's There's a case to be made, honestly, to just retreat and KO this thing outright with Tapu Koko this turn. And then just wait on the Cyrus stuff still. I actually kind of like that play better. He might have Cyrus, but I would rather just take the KO here. Burn an E-switch. We're going to research, hopefully find a second Zero in case he does Cyrus us. Yeah, there it is. If he has Cyrus, then that's tough, right? That's definitely tough, but at least we'll take the KO here, and technically we live a hit from anything in the active this spot, so we don't mind that play whatsoever. Best hard counter for Guz, in my opinion, is conceding. You can always play Celebi or Superior. It's pretty funny. All right, if he has Cyrus, we did a pretty risky play there. Ah, yeah, okay, it worked out. All right, we got lucky. Our opponent didn't draw, like, Arceus, which I assume he has in the deck list. We don't like Arceus, because none of our Pokemon can live an attack from Arceus. Hey, we take the dubs. Our opponent had so many energies on board with Double Zero RP2 League going second. It was crazy. We just played Gak. Shout out to Gak, whoever that is. Introduce you to Buzzwell or Yeah, Executor would be actually a pretty good choice, too. Yeah, Executor, now that I think about it, is like a direct counter to Guzzlord, even though people don't really play Executor, but yeah. Both Executors hard counter Guzzlord, which is pretty funny, actually. I guess Alolan Executor sees a little bit of play. Yeah, but the 150, right, with weakness, you do KO Guzzlord in one hit. We're going first again, which we love to see it. Another Lightning deck. Jeez, cut me some slack, man. Holy cow. Holy cow. How many times have we gone first into other Lightning decks this stream? I feel like it's happened all night. The Pichu and the... Oh, okay, it's a Dragonite. All right. Does that make it any better, is the question. Probably not. Probably not. But we do have Repel in hand, which we actually just use this turn. We always just Repel this turn because we're going first. Double Pokeball, maybe Zero Aura as well. Could be crazy. There's one. All right, I don't hate it. I don't hate our hand, actually. I bet if you change to a fighting deck, it'd be all Suicune. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're very correct about that. You are very, very right, Lightrain. By the way, the Arceus Baby Zero deck you made before the set launched, I tweaked and used to win tournament and finished 179th in ranked. W videos, dude. There we go. I feel like sometimes people forget the decks that we build before the set comes out, because we don't always have a lot of the decks or all of the context. But yeah, generally speaking, I feel like we've cooked up a lot of relevant decks before even the season releases. Like Turbo Arceus really was just the deck that I built before even the baby Pokemon even came out. I was like, yeah, just play Arceus, play 2-0, 2P2. I was like, it'll work. It'll work out. Our opponent does retreat there, but he's wasted at least one energy, right? Which is somewhat of an upside, I would say. I would say that's somewhat of a good thing. Oh, Pichu is nice. Okay, so we have red, and we need to draw a red and an electrical core is what we need. That's Cyrus and a second E-switch. Not really useful. We need red for the Pikachu KO, and or we need what is it? And we need electric cord as well. Yeah, there's the regular Executor. Yeah, with Psychic, that's right. That would also do the same thing if they had enough energies. That Executor is kind of underrated, actually. So he can't attack this turn, which was the whole point of playing Repel, was that he couldn't get the turn... What is it? The turn 2 Dragonite out? Which we would have lost to. There's no way we could have beat that. He does research, so let's see if he actually can even draw into the Dragonite. But we can Cyrus this thing now. So we should be in a winning position regardless. So he's going to attach. He's actually playing dual energies, I just realized. Oh, he red cards us. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Cyrus would be massive. The E-Cord is good. Okay, so that's one piece of the puzzle. He repels us. Okay. That's fine. Actually, the red card repel was actually pretty clutch. If he evolves this bench Dratini, we're kind of cooked. But we have 7 cards in deck, double Cyrus. Can we please have a Cyrus? Now would be the time. We're playing 2 Cyrus for a reason. We really, really want it. We just want we want one of those Cyruses so bad. Dragonite with red card is crazy. Oh, the red. that's fine, actually. Right? He can't attack and retreat or whatever this turn, so we always just waste the energy because we're safe for next turn for sure. Our Repel's the meta. Yeah, Repels are huge. But we have E-Cord in red, so we can actually KO with Pikachu with red, which is going to be pretty big. So now Dragonite, when he evolves, is going to be at 160, but next turn it'll... Like, you know what I mean? Well, okay. We actually could still lose here if he does just go Rare Candy Dragonite. I think. I forget. Oh, he conceded. Okay. It actually would have been better to not KO that turn, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was probably the wrong play to even attack the active Dratini. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was the incorrect play. We probably should have just not attacked, but yeah, that's Dragonite doing Dragonite things and losing the game because it doesn't draw what it needs to. Yeah, with all the legendary beasts running around, Repel is really good. Yeah, I would recommend Repel for basically anybody. All we need is like one really good win streak and we'll be chilling. You know, we can end the night on a nice win streak if we can win a bunch in a row, and we'll have climbed a good bit. Yeah, the Repels at the beginning kind of really do even things up a lot of times, especially when you go first. We ended up drawing into the Zero Aura Elemental Switch stuff as well. Lightning decks lead Tapu Koko going second. Not too bad. We do have Repel and 2 E-Cords. He leads Choreo, but we do have Repel. So let's see if he benches anything other than a second or Choreo. Would be ideal for us. Repel might come in clutch yet again. He researches. If he puts down a second or Choreo, this Repel is useless, of course, right? We also have no... Alright, yeah, you didn't. Oh, the Zero Aura, though. Hello. Hello. We still generate the additional energy, even though we deal no damage. Next turn, we just hit with Zero Aura. We get the first attack off, and he went first, so he can't attack with Choreo next turn. Or this turn, rather. Pretty cool beans. If he does end up benching something, then we can just KO it, right, with Repel. So let's see if he's waiting to bench the Choreo. Like, he doesn't want to put anything down other than another Choreo. That's what we know is the case. Yeah, he's just not going to do it, which is fine. All right. Now he definitely has to bench something. I would like the win here. I'd like the points from the win streak. All right, let's see what he does. We don't have Cyrus, but he does have E-Cord, right? So he doesn't mind just like attaching and hitting, I think, in most scenarios. His Tapu Koko comes down. Oh, he retreats. Okay. So we attach Koko and then we repel KO, right? There's never a world where we don't do that. Oh, he repels us. Okay. All right. Well, whatever, I guess. We can hit him for 90 here. But if he has red, then he can actually take the KO on us too, right? So that's what we're kind of afraid of here. I wonder if it's still better to attach and retreat. I feel like it is probably. We have the Cyrus anyway. I'm afraid of him having red because then we lose because we have no other Pokemon. And we have the red too, though. You know what I mean? Like, we have it. So I think we have to KO the Choreo and we have to retreat so that he can't red and also, like KO in the same turn. Because we just want another Pokemon. We don't care if Zero Aura goes down. We would just like another Pokemon. And we're going to KO this Choreo with Cord but 0 energy. So yes, we do get KO'd by the Tapu Koko. But as long as we can find another Pokemon and hope he doesn't have red or drawn to Mars, I still think it was the better play to do it this way. We're going to lose if he has red. It's just the way it is. There's no way around that. We actually probably lose because we don't have any other basic Pokemon. We probably lose because of that. Oh, hello, Pikachu. So, we'll see. If he has red, we lose. Unless we can Mars him or something to 2. But we have no other basic Pokemon, which just feels really bad. And we're actually wasting an energy from this E-Cord, which is just really bad. Everything about it's really, really, really poor. We probably should have Cyrus and then save the Repel for this next turn, actually, now that I think about it. But, nah, whatever. Whatever. He Giant Capes the Pikachu. We have a Cyrus, so if he doesn't KO us the next turn, then we're not in a bad spot, right? He Marses us. Okay. Cyrus and Raikou. No E-Cord. Which set is Tapu Koko EX from? I forget, actually. Is it from... It might be from Extra Dimensional Crisis. What are my thoughts on this season's metagame? I don't think this season's meta is as bad as people think, but I think a lot of people are just tired of seeing the Greninja, Giratina stuff again. I think it's just a little bit more of the same, which people don't really love. Which I think is a fair... It's a fair thing to say, right? All right. Like it to stream. All right, let's see if he has Tapu's from EC. Oh, okay. All right. Does he have it? Does he have it? Also, double E-switch wins him the game. He goes into Zeraora, makes me feel like he, in fact, does not have it. GG, let's go. Big W's. Big W's in the chat. We needed those points there. We needed those points. Double Cyrus for the win. Let's go. Repel, clutch. Repel, clutch. Our deck can beat Oricorio. It's just, you know, it just depends on, like, which player gets the upper hand early on. Will Picket Mads return? Or you mean Pika Mads? I know, I should grab the Pika hat. I don't have it, but... I don't have it. Well, next stream we'll do the Pika hat, since we're probably going to play the same deck again. But as we climb, again, we're not seeing a lot of Suicune. We are on a 3-game win streak. Let's try to extend this. Can't be live all night, but... Maybe a little streak is in our future. I don't want to jinx it. ED Crisis is just such a good nickname for a set. Yo, ED Crisis. I feel like I was the first person to call it ED Crisis. Am I wrong? Countered by Cialis. Or Cialis. How do you say it? Going first, Zera lead. It's fine. We're playing Lightning again. It's all Lightning decks. And they're all playing Oricorio, which is funny. Which, you know, to be fair, I don't think Oricorio is very good. But if no one's playing Greninja, if you're not playing into Suicune at all, then yeah, you know, why not? Tapu Koko lead. Going second is going to be good for him. Elemental Switch is interesting. Yo, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. All right, no E-Cord is a little bit sketch. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit sketchy. Yeah, I run 2 Raikou in the deck. Why do I have the deja vu that Tapu Koko was from CG? I don't know. Tapu Koko was weird because it really didn't see that much play when it came out, but it ended up being a very significant card. I think Tapu Koko was a massively underrated. Once they gave us Electrical Cord and now Elemental Switch, I think Tapu Koko is a really good Pokemon. I think it does. Going second, it's an incredible leadoff, as we're about to probably lose to it. Straight up. We're about to lose to this Tapu Koko. Okay, he gets a cord. We don't have a cord, but he does have the Electrical Cord. Feels great. He's going to hit us for 20. We probably have to go into our own Koko here. Oh, yeah, we definitely go into our own Tapu Koko here. Most definitely. Because we have red in hand, which is hilarious. And we just play it. We play it before we get red carded or whatever. The tables have turned. The one copy of red coming in clutch. Groudon will save fighting. I would love if we got a Groudon Kyogre set. I really would. Can you try single fighting deck to test the theory? What theory? If normal Tapu Koko's attack wasn't so expensive, it would be more interesting than Raikou? Yeah. Are you talking the non-EX one? I don't know why it's 3 energies to do 70 damage. That Pokemon is just kind of hopeless. We have Cyrus in hand. This Tapu Koko's going down this turn. Zera, he benches Zera. And a second Tapu Koko. Okay. Sure. So we can KO him this turn, but we also get revenge KO'd by the Zeraora the following turn. And without Cord, that puts us in a really bad spot. So I think we still lose. We still lose to him just having... Ooh, the Repel is spicy. We have to KO. We lose, though, unfortunately. Actually, we can go into Raikou and then hit, but I don't think that's very good. Maybe we have to, though. Nobody doesn't have Cyrus? Is that really the play? We're gonna do this shenanigans. This is horrible, but thank you for that, Sunja. I know the haircut is a thing. Yeah, because we don't have E-Cord, we can't do this. This whole thing is bad. So we're just gonna repel and then hit and hope that things work out this way, and maybe we can just draw into an E-Cord. If he Cyruses and KOs one of these Pokemon, it's whatever. But like, we just can't let Coco go down. Like, even if it means KOing his Coco, he has E-Cord, we don't. So we're gonna lose unless we do this play. All right. All right, folks. It's a Pokeball. Thanks for the sub, Travis. Thanks for joining. Okay, he comes down with Raikou here. He's got to attach to the active. My question here, though, is if he has Elemental Switch. Maybe we get lucky and he doesn't. Cord Zero, Tapu Koko, all came ED Crisis like Lightning got a huge buffs. Yeah, exactly. Lightning really wasn't that popular until Water became better. He attaches and retreats. Interesting. Does he Cyrus as well this turn? I would actually prefer it if he KO'd with Cyrus. He doesn't. Okay. Okay, we really need... Okay. No E-Cord is just so bad. No E-Cord is just so bad. Actually, it's not that bad. Like, this seems really bad in theory, but it's really not that bad. We're going to Mars him next turn. We stay in with Raikou and we get KO'd and we'll Mars him to 2 next turn. And then we target the Zera. And then next turn we just Cyrus this up. And then we KO with Tapu Koko. Actually, we can't. But we can KO the active still. It's awkward. But we have to Mars him next turn and we got to let him KO. We're going to Mars him to 1 and hopefully it sticks. No E-Cord makes this so awkward. I think Fighting in Metal could use more love. Definitely, yeah. We need more Fighting in Metal love. For sure. For sure. Thank you, Travis, for the sub. Actually, did I already say that? I think I already said that. My bad. I got like my stream playing it, but one's on delay or one's not. Finally hit Master Ball. Switched to Raikoko. Went crazy 8-2. Thanks for the deck help. Dude, Darren, let's go. Oh, that you will not get a Lightning Butt this weekend? Yeah, LC, I don't know. We're gonna hold on to it. Genesect EX is waiting. That's crazy. I think our opponent straight up... We're playing the mirror matchup right now. He attaches Coco. Steelix EX when? I would love a Steelix EX. I would like just a really strong Metal EX card. Like, can you name one? I mean, I guess Skarmory's probably not even that bad right now. You've been very helpful on the Pocket community. I appreciate your vids. Have a nice day. Happy gaming. Yo, thank you so much, man. Let's see if I can get the name right. Koizanami? Koizanami? I'm really bad with names, so I really appreciate that. But thank you so much for the kind comment, man. That makes me really happy to hear you say that. Okay. Mars to 1. Let's hope it sticks. Who here thinks in the chat that Marsing him to 1 will actually work? Does anyone believe that? Does anyone truly believe that will work? I guess Repel. We also lose to Repel, right? So I guess we bench the Pikachu as well. Solgaleo felt pretty good into the beginning. Yeah, it hasn't been performing. Solgaleo hasn't been doing quite well in tournaments, but I still think it's a very solid card. You know, I just think that the format's not super kind to it in general. Okay, we have Cyrus in hand. We Mars him to 1. We've done everything. We've played this game perfectly, quite frankly. There's just no E-Cord, so let's see. Let's see. Yo. He did have Sabrina, which is crazy. He did have Sabrina, which is crazy. Imagine if we didn't bench that Pikachu. Could you imagine? Imagine if we just didn't bench the Pikachu and we lost to the Marsing him into the Sabrina. Crazy plays. All right, that's a massive W. Massive W at a pretty big disadvantage that whole game, I would say, as well. Wow, we did it. I can't believe we did it, too. I feel like we played that absolutely optimally the entire way through. That was a pretty crazy game. Built different is what I would say. The Mars actually came in clutch. Thank God we benched the Pikachu. Thank God we even had another Pokemon, right? Both of our Pokemon were below 90. GG's, let's go, Chipe. Streaks? We're streaking? Cocoa Puffs? Let's go. Let's go. We're streaking a little bit. What is that, a 4 streak? Not bad. We'll take the 4 streak any day of the week. Just a couple more, and then, you know, we'll have climbed at least a decent amount throughout the stream. But that's how ranked goes, right? You win a couple, you lose a couple, back and forth, back and forth. You don't really climb much, and then you get on a nice little win streak, and then you can climb. You know what I mean? That's really what it's all about. We might end the stream if we lose this game, though. We might just rage quit if we lose. What's the matchup here? Another lightning deck. Pikachu lead going first. We're cooked. It's over. It's over, guys. it's not looking good. We're probably gonna lose this one, quite frankly. And it's against Silvally, so that's fun. We do have Repel though, but he has 0 aura. Okay. Research before Pokeball. Yeah, it is about perseverance, isn't it? No 0 aura, no equal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. This is not looking great. I would say for us. We're gonna repel this turn so that we just don't get attacked next turn. Man, what an absolutely dreadful, what a dreadful start. The going first Pikachu lead into Silvally is perhaps the worst possible thing that could have ever happened. But that's how win streaks end. You know what I mean? That's how win streaks end. Not only do we have 5 Pokemon, but we have no 0 aura. Yo, thanks for the sub, Ruhak. Thank you. We have done everything in our power to potentially win this game. Is it possible still? Yes, theoretically. Theoretically, it's still possible. It's just not very possible. It's not a great outlook currently. So we'll play it through. We'll see if we can make something happen. Right now I'm debating whether or not I want to go into Raikou this turn to draw cards, or I just wait a turn and then go into Tapu Koko. That's really what I'm debating. I think I'd rather wait than go into Koko and just take the damage on Pikachu here. Do I think there's a streak-based... do you think there is streak-based matchmaking? I don't think so, no. I think people think too much into, like, the RNG aspect of things. Honestly. That's what I think. Imagine if he has red in hand. That would be crazy. We definitely lose if he has red. Double Silvally? Yeah, okay, alright. 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 Hey now, listen. Like I said, win streaks have to end at some point. You know what I mean? They can't go on forever, right? I mean, what else could have possibly been done? You got 11 cards in deck. Double Silvally, 0 aura second, like going second. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely wild. Absolutely wild stuff here. Yeah, just absolute craziness. No way they matchmake off that. Yeah, they probably don't. They probably don't, but you would hope not, at least, right? So now, because he just happened to have red and went like turn 2 Silvally KO, then we no longer like can utilize E-Cord throughout this entire game. He Sabrina's us. We don't mind that, actually. We don't mind the Sabrina, in all seriousness. If we top deck an E-Cord, we can KO the active. We're actually not in a bad spot. I mean, we're in a bad spot. I don't know what I'm saying, but we're in a less bad spot. E-Switch, that's word up. We take that to the bank. Now we just need a second E-Switch. Now we just need another one. And we're gonna do it. Who knows? Maybe he just doesn't have a supporter in hand, you know what I mean? Could you imagine? We could also just top deck another one. Maybe we do, right? Heart of the cards. If he has no supporter for the next 2 turns and we top deck our second elemental switch, like, yeah, we actually can win the game. Very unlikely, but theoretically still possible. Let's see here. He does have some... Okay, all right. He had it all. He had everything. He went second. We led Pikachu. He had... You know, he had Sabrina, he had red, and then into Sabrina, and then into Cyrus. Like, you can't win the game. We genuinely can't win. It's okay. We can't cord because he KO'd our Pikachu turn 2 for 120 somehow. And then Sabrina Sired us the following turn. Oh man. All right, win streak's over. We'll play a couple more. Maybe we get back on a little streak. It's a tough way to lose your streak, but you know when you go first, leading Pikachu into Silvally, who goes turn 2 red KO on Pikachu into Sabrina into Cyrus, like you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. Tech plays 2 copies of Cyrus. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Going first into Silvally is always really, really tough. You know what I mean? We're playing a fighting deck, also going first still, which is great. Okay. I feel like the proportion of us going first these games has been a lot higher. I'm not going to lie. We do have Repel, though, into Silvally Rampardos is actually an interesting scenario. Raikou, we want Pikachu and E-Cord as a main win condition here on the Rampardos. Another Raikou. We do have E-Cord, though. Okay. If he benches anything, we can repel him next turn. Yo, shoutouts to fighting, dude. Silvally Rampardos. Going first into Silvally Rampardos. No Zeraora yet again. Love it. Seems like you were right about Silvally and Zeraora. Was I right? Was I? He hits Tails here, which means that staying in isn't a horrible option. It's not a great option, but it's not a horrible option. We do have the Pikachu, though. So because we have the Pikachu, I am actually just going to repel this turn. We'll get damage off here. Even if he evolves and KOs, we can just... well, we don't have E-Switch, so we can't revenge KO. So if he goes Rare Candy Rampardos, we do lose here. Unfortunately. Okay, all right. We do... All right. All right. All right. We're on a bit of a bad luck streak, quite honestly. I would say we're on a bit of a tough streak here of games. I mean, come on. Come on now. These going first into these Silvally decks is just straight up. It's just not good. It's just not good. E-Switch top deck, yeah, I believe in it. I mean, we still lose even after that, but you know, theoretically, maybe we can do it. Okay. I mean, I stand corrected. The game is giving us the illusion of hope. It's what it's doing. It's giving us the illusion of hope, which I guess is better than nothing. All right. Okay. Sure. Now we just get hit for Silvally, and we have to attach and retreat. We actually can't win. Now we're just locked because we have Pikachu in the active. Like we can't go into another Pokemon. We have to kind of bounce around a little bit and hope that he maybe just doesn't have a supporter card. So there's one Gladion. But the thing is, like, we still lose because we have no way to get out of the active spot without attaching energies. You know what I mean? So we have to just hope he doesn't have like a supporter this turn. Which is like ironic, but yeah. Because we didn't have any Zeraora, so we don't have any extra energy, so we can't do like a pivot accurately. So unless he hits us for 50 here, we're absolutely smoked. Yeah, okay. You know, I mean, what would have happened if we didn't repel the active, right? Think about it that way. If we didn't repel into the fossil, would we have still lost the game? I think we would have. I do, yeah, because I think we still would have. The Cyruses have the most comedic timing. Going first into Silvally is just hard. It's especially when they go turn 2 Rare Candy Rampardos KO you. Like, it's just tough. I played 5 hours and now didn't move with points with this deck. Dude, I mean, we've moved a little bit, for sure. But the metagames right now is really tough to play a Lightning type deck because everyone's playing Lightning and nobody's playing really Suicune right now because it's being hard countered pretty heavily. But hey, it's all about having fun. You know what I mean? It's all about having a good time. Ironically, we would probably have a better opportunity against our opponents, which have been basically all Lightning decks, if we had just played Suicune. I think Suicune probably has a better odds against these Oricorio decks than our deck does, which is pretty funny about. We're going second, leading Raikou. We have Repel in hand. Okay, so it's okay. All right. We have Repel, so there is that. It's probably Arceus, right? What'll it be? What are we playing? It's a lightning deck, right? Okay, it's Dragonite. All right. All right. Okay. We'll play the Dragonite, I guess. We will play Dragonite. The triple baby Pokemon is crazy. Our opponent is actually just giving us a win condition that's completely aside from even KOing Dragonite, which is pretty funny if you think about it. Should I play Repel right now? Would that be hilarious if I just played it? Mars could be fun next turn, depending on if he researches. I am going to bench the Zeraora. So this is our first turn. Am I enjoying this ranked season? Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I think people overblow the Suicune stuff, quite frankly. I think Suicune's really good, but I think a lot of people are just playing counter Suicune. So what it's doing to the metagame is really creating like a very small scenario for people to play certain types of decks. Like you're either playing Suicune or like counter Suicune decks. And like, I understand that's probably not like super fun, but in the same vein, I don't think it's like, you know, he actually goes into Mantike now. So I wonder if he has, what I'm curious right now is if he has the Cyrus. So I'm going to Mars him here off the off chance that he doesn't have what he needs, because the fact that he went into Mantike there kind of tells me that he doesn't have like, or that he does have like the cards he needs to evolve. So I'm actually just going to do this. And then we still target the Dratini. No, Pikachu's a little bit scary. Definitely. I'm just hoping we don't get Dragon. If he goes into Dragonite this turn, we lose. He doesn't. Okay. You're telling me there's a chance. That Tapu Koko does not help at all. A second Zeraora would be really nice. Oh, should we have the second Zeraora in hand? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. Does he have it? Did he get it? Did he just get the turn? Oh, a second Dragon Dratini. No. Okay. All right. We have Cyrus in hand, so this game's over, which is cool, I would say. We just use this one now. Whoa, my game just froze there. I don't know if anyone else saw that. Did anyone else just see my game froze? Like it just froze for a split second. Is Turbo Weavile still good with Tyrogue? I don't know. I liked Weavile, I'm not gonna lie, but I think that there's just a lot of decks that can outperform you in the late game if you don't get off to like an early start. Yeah, they're just flexing the full arts. He goes into Dragonair, which is crazy. We do have Repel, but we can't Repel here, which is sad. Still no Pikachu is crazy work. Unironically, it's just crazy work. So no, I should have researched first, but it's all good. There's another Cyrus. Okay, so because we have Cyrus in hand, does he do we think we're gonna get red carded is the question, right? Is it crazy for me to not stay in because like we could get Mars / red carded? I'd rather just go Zera into Zera and then just win that way. Am I crazy for saying that? We put ourselves in an awkward spot, but we're just going to do it this way. There is Pikachu. We're dragging this out a lot more than we should. But again, I don't want to lose the game to getting red carded / Marsed and then not having any of the cards we need to win the game in our hand. That's the one thing I do not want. Here comes... Oh, he's playing this Dragonite. Oh, no, I did not think about this Dragonite. And he plays Lily. Oh, my God, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. We're actually going to lose. Oh, no, he can't attack. I forgot. Back into Raikou and hoping we don't lose this game. Some crazy work that's going on right now. Okay, this is not. I completely spaced out of my mind. I was not thinking about this Dragonite or Lily. I was banking on him not doing any of those two things, but he did do both those things. So we could have won this turn, but we elected for some reason just not to do it. But now if we get red carded, then we lose. Yeah, we're down 1 Cyrus as well. All right, Mars me, do it. No Mars. All right. Oh, that was sketchy. That was actually scary. What a cursed game. I could have won this 2 turns ago. I know. I was just trying to I was trying to big brain my opponent, but he just did some crazy stuff. Like, I'm thinking about like Dragonite decks that people actually play. You know, I'm thinking about Dragonite EX, and I'm thinking about, you know, I'm not thinking about Lily and whatnot. We did get red carded by a Dragonite earlier though, so we got to keep that on the top of our head. It's all right. No stress. No stress whatsoever. We completely outplayed. We planned it from the beginning. It was planned from day one. We're chilling. We're absolutely chilling. All right, couple more games here. Couple more games. I think we really need a card that shuts down supporters. Yeah, we need like either gust protection or like bench damage protection. It really depends on what they want to add to the game. What's up, El Marco? That's right, another night. Going second into a water deck leading Tapu Koko with Repel and double E-Switch and Zeraora is pretty fun. And there's the Suicune. There he is. Dragonite is a scary deck. Yeah, I can play games with you for sure. It's easy to overthink it, right? Like in that scenario, it was like I could have just stayed in with Raikou and then hoped that he didn't like, you know, red card or Mars me out of my my 1 Cyrus. Or I could have just, you know, not done that. You know what I mean? He capes the active here. We always repel. Like always. There's never a reason not to repel here. Even though we don't have what is it? Even though we don't have Raikou, we always repel. It's always worth it to repel. I'm going to bench the Zera, but I'm going to E-Cord the active. And basically hope that we just draw into Pokemon at this point. Really what it comes down to. It's always better to just attack the Froakie, though. You know, we can guarantee that he's got 1 less Pokemon on the board, although he just happens to have 4 basic Pokemon right off the rip. He attaches active, which is crazy. I wonder if he's going to rare candy this turn. No Cyrus, so... Okay, the Giratina comes down. Does he just naturally have turn 2? No, he doesn't. Okay. All right, cool beans. So this is a potential win condition for the following turn, and now he's down 1 energy. This is kind of where we wanted to be from the beginning, so... Pikachu as well. I'm not going to bench it yet. Definitely not benching the Pikachu yet. I don't want him to get absolutely smoked. So now we can hit this Suicune twice for 110, which means even with Irida, he can't live, right? So this Suicune is just toast. That's why I don't like the play that he did before. It just doesn't do anything for him. You know what I mean? Like attaching and retreating, you have to just kind of let the Greninja go down. Like, I think his game plan, to be fair, is the Giratina stuff, but like, it's not a good game plan. You know, because we're just going to put down Pikachu that turn, and unless he's got Guzma, like, he's going to get smoked. He actually attaches to the Greninja, which is a crazy play. That's a crazy play. We have double... Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. We can actually safely bench this Pikachu this turn, and then set up a win condition to KO anything next turn. But he's probably just going to go to the other Froakie, so if we were going to do that... it would have been smarter just not to do that, I guess, right? So we'll just do this. And then we'll because he's probably going to go into Froakie, right? There's no way he goes into Giratina, because then he loses if he does that. But we have double E-Switch, so we can literally just bench Pikachu and set it up the turn that we bench it, right? Yo, Mads, almost winter time? Are we going to see the Beanie come back? Yo, maybe we will. We will, actually. Yeah, give me that Froakie. Give me that Froakie. Give me that Froakie. You're going to research me. If I could put red card in the deck, what card should I replace with? I'm thinking about cutting a Cyrus or a Raikou. I think 2 Raikou, 2 Cyrus is like the core of the deck. That's how I play it. You know, but I mean, it really it comes down to preference, right? It's whatever you feel like is more useful in the games that you're playing. My deck is still built specifically to play against Suicune, right? So you know, there's definitely some cards I could swap out to be better in those matchups. But like, if you keep swapping around your deck for the matchups that you play, then the matchups that you have is going to, you know, they're going to change. You know what I mean? So you kind of want to just pick one thing. And I think that's what this deck does, is that it does well into Suicune, and that's why I built the deck this way. And I think that, it, you know, it's good enough. He inflatable boats? Is he going to go into the Suicune? He's going to be so mad at our hand here. If he doesn't red card us or Mars us. Oh, jeez. If I had the Pikachu hat, I would throw it on so hard right now. If I had the Pikachu hat, I would throw it on so hard right now. Should I run and grab it? No, I don't want to go to timer. He's like, no way this man just has Pikachu double E switch in hand, right? There's no way. He's like, there's no way he has that in his hand. Right? I mean, what are the odds that he has Pikachu and double elemental switch in his hand, right? What are the odds? Pretty slim, but never zero, my friend. They're never zero. They are never zero. Boom! Let's go, Pikachu. Pikachu's a crazy Pokemon. You know, in all respect, like having 2 E chords, like having elemental chord, having elemental switch, having, you know, Tapu Koko, having Zero Aura, like Pikachu has so much support. Hitting for 150 is crazy. It's a crazy card. I just feel like red carded Mars is essential in the current meta, but I do get your point with the core of the deck of those 2 cards, yeah. The LeBron of Pokemon Pocket, let's go. We just had it, man. We just had it the whole time. All right, guys. Last game Magic. I appreciate everybody tuning into the stream. The support has been great. You know, feel free to you know, smash that subscribe button as we go into our last game of the night. You know, hit those subs, guys. You know, hit that sub button. You know, stay tuned. I don't know what else to say. Yo, just made it to Ultra Ball 4 for the first time. Nice, man. Just a little bit more. You're almost at Master Ball. You got it. You can do it. We're going second, which is pretty cool. It means we're probably going to lead Zero Aura. Yeah, looks like we are, actually. Not the last game? Yeah, this is the last game. I'm sorry, brother. I got to go to bed. I got work tomorrow. I know, it's unfortunate. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. It's against Giratina Darkrai. Ultra Ball to 4 is Master's heart throbbing. Yo, it's tough. It's tough out here for sure. Get bars to turn 1, you noob. No, I'm just kidding. It's probably not the best play, but I just wanted to do it. No Giratina does give us a distinct advantage, so I kind of want to ride off that momentum, if I'm being honest. No E-Switch. No E-Switch is rough. Or E-Chord, actually, for that matter. Let's just bench all the homies here. Let's just show them our 3 Rainbow Arts. What industry am I in? I'm in IT. I work in IT. Have I tried Giratina Savali with 2 red? I'm on a 7-win streak at 2203 points. That's sweet, dude. I haven't tried it personally, but I have seen somebody run it at a tournament. Have you thought about going full-time on Pokemon Pocket? I haven't considered it seriously, if that's what you mean. Yeah. I mean, I like Pokemon Pocket. It's just, okay, he just has Giratina. He's a turn behind on Giratina, though, so that could come in handy. That definitely could be you know, good information. We want to get into Raikou so we can start drawing cards. This guy deserves more subs with those helpful guides. It's been constantly, I've been constantly Master Ball because of your vids while watching free to play. Please subscribe to him. I appreciate that, man. We're gonna retreat all day, every day. I have a question. Mid to late game, if your opponent has 4 cards in hand and you could win next turn with a specific card, would you red card and shuffle their hand? Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, you always... Well, so it depends on the context, right? Because, like, there's sometimes where your opponent's going to hold a card, basically, like, the entire game. Okay, so how do I put it this way? If your opponent hasn't played, like, let's just say Cyrus, for example, and he's on, like, turn 6, right? And he's definitely has had a couple of cards in his hand throughout the game that you know he hasn't played yet. Like, you gotta think to yourself, like, is it possible that it's been in his hand this whole time and he's just been holding it because he hasn't had the opportunity to play it? You know what I mean? So, like, theoretically speaking, it's actually... Okay, no E-Chord means that we could very well potentially lose this game. which scares me here. If I stay in, we're probably going to get KO'd with red, right? But if he attacks, he doesn't bellow, so we're just going to stay in. You know what I mean? So there's certain scenarios where, like, if it is, like, turn 4 or turn 5, and you feel like your opponent's been holding on to certain cards or whatever, then, like, yeah, I would just play red card. But, you know, it also depends on how many cards are in the deck. Fundamentally speaking, though, Rocky Helmet, fundamentally speaking, he red cards us. Oh my gosh. It's probably better to red card in that scenario, just from a pure mathematical standpoint. Do we see what's happening here, folks? Do we see what is happening here, folks? I don't want to get Guzman, so I'm going to attach Coco. Bro, you gotta stream often. The thoughts while you play and your answers are some of the questions. I don't know if I'm answering anything properly. I'll be honest. There's never been a more consistent deck than Dark Tina. Yeah. Well, that's because the deck only has one route. You know what I mean? The reason Giratina Darkrai is consistent is because it only does one thing ever. Like, there's no opportunities to do anything other than what Giratina Darkrai does, right? So that's why it's consistent, right? It's the illusion of consistency. Although it is theoretically still consistent, right? I mean, you're not wrong. But yeah. We could still lose here very easily. We still lose to... Oh, can we? Can we lose here? We lose to Osiris. Right? Again, it comes down to, do they have it or do they not? And there's nothing else we can really do. We'll bench this for the Mars protection. All right. Do they have the card they need to win or not? Remember when Darktina was played with Nihilego? Yeah, I do remember that. Oh, I forgot. He attached Rocky Helmet, so we lose to red. So now he wins with red and Cyrus. That's pretty tough. RIP. What's my win rate with this deck? About 53 to 54%. I think we lose here because Giratina Darkrai, he's got, what, 8 cards in deck? Definitely has either red or Cyrus, so GG. Peace out, guys. Yep, have a good one. They always have it. They always have it. It's unfortunate. He's at 10 HP, bro. He's at 10 HP. Oh. RNG moment. That's what, like, playing Giratina Darkrai oftentimes comes down to, right? If he didn't... I mean, I guess he had Cyrus anyway. Yeah, what are you going to do? You know, he plays one red in the deck, one Cyrus. He had it. It's, it's a feel-bad moment for sure. All right, let's get out of here, guys. It's late. we gotta bounce. We gotta bounce. It's late. It's almost midnight. We've been live since like 9, so... All right, let's get out of here, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be streaming more. We'll probably try to stream like every other day, maybe 3 or 4 days a week, something like that. I want to try to ramp up so that we can go live with ranked battles a little bit more. We climbed about like 800 spots this stream, which isn't that bad. We're still at about a 53 win rate, so the win streak's got us there. Is Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald my favorite Pokemon games? Yes, I would say either Generation 3, either Hoenn or Unova Generation 5, Black and White. Those are the best Pokemon games ever made, and I'll die on that hill. Peace out, guys. Peace out, Jace. Peace out, Phantom X, Phantom Tom. Peace out, Animal King, Animal Crossing. Sorry. Durwan, peace out. Peace out, Light Rain. Hechav, thank you so much. Jan, Conway, Wolf, everybody. What's up, Brian? Do I think you would have won if you played red instead of research to kill Darkrai? Do I think you would have won if you played red instead of research to kill Darkrai? Probably. I don't even know if I had that in my hand. If I had red in hand and could have killed the Darkrai the turn prior, then maybe I should have just done that. I'm not going to lie. Then really, I don't know. It's 12 o'clock at night. I'm not going to lie. Completely don't know what's going on anymore. But you're probably right. We probably misplayed. So it is what it is. Yo, peace out, guys. Sofa Potato, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Ash. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Gavin. You should bully people with Greninja Cyrus. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Peace out, Sir Unknown. You guys have a good night. Thanks for the sash. Hey, it was good. We'll be back in a few days. We'll upload a video tomorrow. I don't know what the video is going to be. We kind of just make the idea there on the fly. So it is what it is. Yo, King Harold, peace out, man. All right, guys, have a good night. How do I got to figure out how to end the stream. How do we do that? There's a button somewhere. I always have it hidden. See you guys. We'll see you in tomorrow's video. We'll be live again soon. Don't worry about it. All right, guys.